Hey, we are back with some more Crow Inquisitors. It is episode 62. We're really getting up there. It's really funny. The D&D campaign I'm running right now is you're basically keeping pace with them episode wise. It's been in around the same episode number, but then we'll take a break from one, and then the other one will catch up, and then we'll take a break from the other, and the other one will catch up. But this is a campaign that's been running since 2016, so it's not actually really keeping up pace.
That's funny.
Anyway, but we've
played a lot of other campaigns.
It's true.
And they
the Wisconsin group. Ooh, let me check. Ooh, this would be a fun thing to check on. This is a distraction, but here we go. I need to check which playlist is bigger, the Wisconsin group playlist or the Thursday group playlist. Let me check.
I mean, we've been doing ours for a lot longer than the Thursday one, so hopefully ours would be longer.
Way more consistent.
Well, that's probably true. Yeah.
Okay, so we got. Ooh, yep. The Thursday group is more.
Really? Wow.
Yep. 502 videos in the Thursday group and 440 in the Wisconsin group.
Wow.
Though to be fair, the Thursday group, we still consistently do a break in the middle of the session, and most of the time these days we don't do a break in the middle of our session for the Wisconsin group. So that might have an effect. But
does that mean you have two videos for each of theirs?
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're like half. It's fine.
Yeah. I have to look at the actual runtime, but I won't do that right now.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So we are picking up with Crow Inquisitors. Last we left our heroes, Cantarius had just revealed that he was slowly dying from magical curse sickness thing.
From magic.
He didn't tell us that though. He just
with Gorath. Yeah, he kind of was talking with Gorath about it.
Well, the audience.
Yeah, the audience knows. Yeah, exactly. Dellon was trying to gather allies to make a push to reform the church. Theo had just met some random people who claimed that they wanted to help him. We're here to help, and he has to figure out who those people are. And Alfons is about to die. So that'll be fun.
Oh, he's about to die? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
is that why he was crying?
Oh yeah, that's right. No, yeah, he tried to use the magic from the orb, and instead he just sent off a thermonuclear bomb in his chest.
He failed a health test. That
yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll get to that. I have some ideas there, but let's go ahead and do beliefs and instincts and jump into it. Connor, you at a place where you can read your beliefs or no?
Page not found. Okay.
do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. The world is more than blood and gold. I will increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. The world will not end, not on my watch. I will end Faustus no matter the cost. I gave Faustus 2 U's for some reason. I am a demon hunter. Moving on Targoth is not feasible, but a demon lord will have lieutenants. I will discover the location of one of them. Instincts. Always be on the lookout for the bonds that tie demons to the physical world. Always offer forgiveness to those who repent. Always be on the hunt for demons. And then so many fun traits. We do have to remember that you have Black Lung. Gives you a +1 ob to all health, stealthy, and inconspicuous tests. Keep that in mind.
Smokers, though.
I thought that we hand-waved that. I thought that we just made this a character trait.
No, I gave you both. So you have Broken Soul as a character trait, and you have Black Lung because that's like an actual physical. It's kind of like having corruption. It's like you're corrupted, but also you're starting to get all these negative traits because bad things like your health is slowly deteriorating. Is the idea? I definitely like the idea that Cantarius has like a visible thing that we can, as the audience can see, is slowly killing him.
It's just like every time we
wait, Cantarius.
Always like this is the same thing when I was like, I'll make myself blind too. I was like, oh yeah, this game encourages you to role play like hard things happening to you, and every time I do it, I'm like, oh, I regret it already because there's so many consequences attached to it that I'm just like, oh man, can't the story just be like, wow, I'm so proud that you're willing to risk your character's death. And it's like, nah, let's make him worse at everything now, ensuring that he will certainly die well before the finale.
It doesn't count as a risking your character's death unless they could actually die.
Yeah, no, Cantarius doesn't need extra negative dice to fail rolls in order to die.
That's true.
He could die rolling a 10v1.
But Luke Crane didn't know that, so you can't really blame him.
Yeah, Luke Crane didn't account for me playing this game.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's actually go through traits with each of the characters, because I think I'm looking through these traits again for Cantarius. We keep forgetting all of the important things that these things give you guys. So let's go through them so we can remind ourselves of them. Cantarius, you got gifted for your different disciplines. Ear for voices. You're able to pick out. You always remember a voice. That's something to keep in mind. You have Iron Will. You're resistant to interrogation and seduction.
Because you're forgetting, like, did you have someone speak that we know is actually an ancient demon, and you're like, oh crap, he has an ear for voices. I forgot about that.
Not anything particularly. I'm just like thinking, oh, these will definitely be useful with the sort of stuff you guys do.
Oh, gotcha.
You got second sight. You got tenacious, which allows you to, this is good for a duel of wits. Which keep in mind if you have a duel of wits. You're feared. You have infamous reputation and +1 die to intimidation. Just like static +1 die to all intimidation rolls.
Wow.
Affinity for demons or of martyrdom. As a reminder, you get persona for personal goals when taking steps in the game to martyr your character. You got that spirit walker trait, which I still need to write up the actual like mechanics of it. And then you have call-ons. Dreadful, call on for interrogation and intimidation. Driven, call on for brawling. Aura of determination, call on for anything. Scavenger, call on for scavenging. And resigned to death, call on for steal.
Oh.
Yep. I was these last few seasons we've been very generous with traits. So
yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway, Dellon, what you got?
But there. My father and Faustus have both thrown their lots behind my cousin. First, I must determine where my sister has been taken. The saints have left, and with them the credibility of the church's current structure. I will use this opportunity to reform our faith. I will ensure this holy knighthood joins the Reformation. The chamber of healing has been shaken by the betrayal of patron saints. I will give them hope by showing them the power of the great God. On my blade of my life, I shall hold the enemies of God at bay, and I don't have anything specific for that right now. Just kill people, I guess. Instincts. Are we doing those?
Yeah, let's do all of them.
Okay. Never go unarmed under any circumstances. Do whatever it takes to win when something more important than myself is at stake. Never leave a word against the holy God unchallenged. I am disciplined, haughty, religious, and early riser with a prominent scar. Faithful, mark of privilege, tonsured, fearless, believer, gifted for the potential discipline, sworn to the church, commanding aura, spirit walker, deadly precision. I forgot I had that. And domineering presence. I can't wait to hit somebody with that. And then have armor. Nimble, call on the sword.
Very nice. Yeah, I forgot to read off Cantarius's character traits, but I don't know if they're intimidating, weight of the world, authoritative, foreign blood, broken soul. Yeah, very fun. Okay, Alfons. Hi, Ezra.
All right. First belief. Stinky. Survive the consequences of my own actions.
That's not your belief.
I said it. It exists.
It's inactive right now, Alfons.
Yeah, you were supposed to catch it before he read it. As soon as he reads it, it's canon.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's in the recording now.
Yeah.
You can't edit recordings.
The audience knows.
would you like to? So as a reminder, I think we already talked about this, Jared. All you have to do to survive the consequences of your own actions is spend a persona point, which is not a thing you can get. I don't think you can get.
Spend a persona point to get another persona point. That equals that.
I guess that kind of works. That seems dumb to me.
All right. The Harbingers will destroy the world, and they must be stopped. To do so, I must regain my magic. Maybe this talking head can help.
Yeah, because you still have to do that.
Yet. And the other one I'll use is the God of War is a threat to my home, so his power must be stolen. I'll learn how to utilize the orb to claim his power.
So you want to not do belief 1 for now?
You know what? God of War is probably not going to come up. I'll change that. The change of leadership wasn't enough to stem the tide of corruption in the church. The whole institution needs to be torn down. I'll convince Dellon to take action against Sergio.
Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. Yeah.
That's my actual third one.
Cool.
Instincts. Always find a reason to use my powers. Always try to surpass Dellon. Always do what I can to protect Yuma. My giant list of traits. Rabble Rouser, Haughty, it might just work. Licentious, Mark of Privilege, Gifted, a bunch. Tall Tale Teller, Rapier Wit, War of Magic, Spirit Walker. Charismatic, Fleet of Foot, Familiar Face, Glib.
Very good. Jared, could you turn up your mic a little bit? Or I'm not sure. It's a little bit quieter from everybody else.
I think how every time we say that, we say it like it isn't every session.
Well, it's max, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's just that your headset mic is just way quieter than your other mic. So
the other mic's pretty quiet too.
Well, it's that I gave you that mic.
I know.
It's a good mic. Anyway, Theo.
So blame kid.
Yeah, sure.
I must transcend to sainthood to protect those I love and enact the justice of the one true God. I will strengthen my faith, meditation, will, and steel. There is one God, the rest are demons. I will aid Dellon in showing those affected by the gods absence of the light. I am destined to save the world. I will determine who these newcomers are and if they can aid me in my task. Instincts, never give up a chance of power. Always trust my friends and never heed danger. Should I do all the traits or just die traits?
Yeah, let's do the traits.
Okay. Attractive, empathetic, light blonde hair, appreciation for beauty, and then rapier wit, life is death, faithful, glory hound, fearless, apostate, Spartacus, believer, and spirit walker. What was spirit walker? I don't remember what that was.
Yeah, I need to write up the actual mechanics for that, but basically it's like you're able to go to the astral plane or whatever with Cantarius when he goes and fights demons. So, yeah. Yeah, and then you have driven and show no fear as well.
Yeah.
Most of your traits are just like steal.
I wish I had one that helped my faith or like gives my. I mean, I guess I kind of have a.
I was gonna say there is a trait called Chosen One that lets you gray shade your faith. But you've already spent enough time and effort trying to gray shade it manually that it would be kind of annoying to try to just give you a trait for it now.
Unless if you gave it to me, it gives me like a.
Does white shade your faith?
No, that'd be good. Like it gives me something that's like, oh, that's kind of nice, but not, like
maybe like a call on instead.
Yeah, like some call. I don't know.
Hey, to be fair, Adam, if we give you that trait before you gray shade your faith, great like
you just shade shift.
It just
so if
you
you
just shade
gray,
shift.
It becomes white.
If you already have gray, it will increase it to white.
It's true.
Okay, what? Well, okay. So does Chosen One gray shade it forever, or as long as you have?
Yeah, it's just as long as you have the trait. Yeah.
Well, what do you have to? What do I have to do to get Chosen One?
So the idea with the trait,
let's send as a god or as a patron. Sorry, as a patron saint.
I mean, that's kind of what having white shade faith would mean, is you're a patron saint in this setting, right?
Right, and that was like my goal for the whole time. So I mean,
yeah, I could definitely see us giving it to you. It's just like,
you guys talked about it before. It was just that.
Yeah. Let's see what it actually says. It says, it doesn't have like a flavor description. It just says, if a player's character possesses the faithful trait, he may purchase this trait to make the faith shade gray.
How do you purchase it?
Yeah, as in
you
like
only purchase it in character creation.
Character creation. If it was voted onto you, then you could. It's the same thing. It's just it's not one of those traits that you can't get at character creation. You can just buy it at character creation if you have enough points.
Okay.
I don't think you had enough points, Adam, but Adam's like, wait, I could have had this the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, I probably would have, because we talked about how me having faith, so I feel like if I could have, I would have. But
honestly, I feel like if anyone has chosen one at this point, it is Theo for sure.
He's focusing on this whole goal, and he's the one who's talking to the great God, and is like, and he has the best faith. In all fairness. Right, so
I think he was more talking about the fact that he was like started glowing and healed an entire church full of people.
Yeah,
what I was going for.
Yeah, that too.
All right, cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. It's nice to get refreshed on everybody's situation, though. And actually, real quick, while we're talking mics, Adam, what mic are you using, and where is it placed?
It's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Yeti microphone.
Okay. Is it like set on the right setting so it's like coming directly at your face, or is it like, because I seem to remember a time where it sounded more direct, and maybe it's just because it was closer or something. But
Is it different now?
Doing ASMR now.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Should I just
Talk
be
to-
closer?
Oh yeah, I guess it's just the distance. I was wondering because I'm familiar with having that mic and accidentally having it like the settings going the wrong way or something, right? So I just wanted to make sure that. But if it's just distance, then I mean, if you can get it closer, that's fine. But if you can't, then oh well. Well, if you get too close, then it just suddenly becomes like a bass nightmare.
It's not a bass nightmare because of the distance, Caleb. It's because of Adam's like
sultry voice. Yeah.
Sultry, yeah.
That's what makes it based.
Bass.
All right, but okay, let's probably go back to Alfons, right? That's the most immediate cliffhanger we need to resolve here.
We can go to Alfons, get him out of the way so he dies, and then
yeah, exactly. We finally do something in this campaign without it being messed up every 3 seconds. No. So Alfons, you die.
Woohoo! See you guys. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah. Alfons is going to take a mortal wound from what just happened to you. Now, since this is Burning Wheel.
Persona.
Yeah, exactly. You can spend a persona
now, son?
Yeah, you have 2 choices, technically. You can spend a persona to like survive the mortal wound and then have to recover, or you can spend it to redirect the narrative away from your certain death. I assume you're doing the latter.
difference between mostly dead and all dead.
What does ladders have to do with this? Yeah, I'll do the one that changes the narrative.
Yeah. So the thing that David and I came up with when I was asking him about this is the following. I think what you feel, Alfons, is like you're trying to connect your soul or whatever, right, to wherever your magic comes from, to the orb so that it can like supercharge you. But something went wrong, and I think it's just because the orb is meant to power existing magic, not like be a source of power in and of itself, right? It's like being a Nicrosil misting, right? You're a Nicroburst. You can help other people, but you can't really help yourself, right? You don't have any powers to give, and so it's like this weird feedback loop that's you feel start to like build up in your chest, and you know like your chest is going to explode. You feel this immense pressure. And I think probably what happens is you maybe just like as a survival instinct thing, you just kind of like let go of the bond you were trying to form with the orb, but that release kind of, you feel something drain from you, and the orb's like in your chest, right? It starts glowing a little bit more profoundly, like, you know, Tony Stark, Iron Man style, in your chest. But you feel like drained and weakened, and at first you're not entirely sure what happened. What would be Alphonse's first like reaction there when like it looked like you were like your chest was starting to glow, and it almost looked at everyone in the room like you were gonna explode or whatever? And Gorath just says, "What happened? It stopped glowing. Are you okay?"
I try to do a magic.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was Alphonse saying it, and I was like, "What?"
No.
Yeah, sure. You feel nothing at all. So when you are a magic user without a power source, you're able to feel that you have magic and generate a very minor effect, right? So there is something there because your soul kind of already has like an innate magic to it. This time, when you try to do anything, it's a complete absence. You feel like you did before you got magic in the first place. It's just gone.
That's unfortunate.
What do you say? What do you do?
Didn't work, Magic Head.
Well, yes, I see it didn't work, but something happened. You feeling different?
I feel like I don't have magic.
Yeah, that was a possible side effect.
Oh.
I didn't want to worry you because I didn't think it would happen, but sorry. Cantarius, are you in the room here? I think.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, what did you say, Jared?
I said, that would have been nice to know, Magic Head.
So wait, hold on.
I do have a name, he says.
If he'd redirected the narrative, what does that mean? Does it mean something happened really bad somewhere else, or
instead of dying, he lost his magical powers, and yeah, so it's something else bad happens instead of you die.
Yeah. Like, for example, if you're about to be crushed by a troll, instead the troll pushes you off a cliff, and now you're dangling for your life off the cliff.
So instead of him dying, he loses the most important thing to him, which is his magic.
And I think like there is still a moment where Gorath is like, Cantarius, can you come over here? There is something I'm sensing here. I think we need to check over Alfons, make sure. I think his magic went somewhere, but let's take a look-see, shall we?
Yeah. So you want me to make an intellectual discipline roll?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
His magic.
I think we'll make it an ob 4. Gorath can give you 2 dice for his discipline.
Okay. So can I? I'm assuming sensory discipline is not helpful here, or is it?
Good question. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Will I need to persuade the magic at all?
No.
Could persuasion help? Do I need to inform it of what exactly has happened and fork an ugly truth? You like, listen, man,
no. You're not talking to anything.
That's just 3 then.
Yeah, so I'm 4.
I'm 4. Oh, wow. What am I even looking for forks for? Oh, all right, I forgot I'm
yeah, I was going to say.
Hey,
nice
look at that.
All right, yeah, so intellectual. Cantarius, you study over Alfons, and you can feel like, before you could sense a magic aura around Alfons. You could sense his magic, and, because of your particular gifts, you could, if you tried hard enough, you could like figure out which magics he had. Like those are all within your repertoire here. Sure. You can definitely tell that they're gone from Alfons, but you sense the same sorts of presences from the orb itself. It's like the orb now has the magic.
Yeah.
And it's not like the orb has the magic and it feels exactly the same as if a person has the magic. It's all been mixed together in this weird kind of maelstrom of power that's kind of swirling around the orb. And your expertise tells you that what Alfons has done is he has made Alfons no longer has magic for now, right? Like it's not like something he couldn't reverse. It's in the orb. But the effect of that isn't that the orb now can do magical effects. It's that the orb, before could give +2 dice to any other magical thing, right? It can now give +3 dice, +3 dice to any magical effect. Alfons just doesn't have any magic to power anymore, but he can now power everyone else even more effectively than before. So Alfons has become the ultimate support character.
He just became a healer?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's like
not
that's
that
like
particularly,
Alfons'
but
worst nightmare.
No, but I literally just do the same thing I did before. I just gave I always gave +3.
Yeah, but you can do it for free now.
Yeah. Well, no, I used to be able to do +3 and then the +2 on top of that. I used to be able to do +5.
Oh, you would roll magic to do +3 and then.
Yeah, I do the essential and then I do the
it's still a cost. Yeah, it's not like better than it was before.
No, you were saying it like it's better. Like,
well, it's better than the orb by itself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Better than being dead, I suppose.
Exactly. It's been transmuted.
Barely.
Barely.
Yeah. So Gorath says, well, I guess you don't have any magic anymore, but the orb certainly does.
Great.
Meaning Dorath says that. Cantarius says that. Come on. I'm the one who
Sure.
made the roll.
Oh, yeah, but he's helping you. Yeah.
Really, I was going to say, he can say it, it's fine. Really, he says it because my role was really just to hold Gorath's head closer to the orb. And he's like, yeah, it's still in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm glad Cantarius is glad Alfons isn't dead, I suppose. So
And to be fair, this does make Alfons a little bit more controllable. He can't like teleport around anymore.
like he's a little bit like, maybe this is good for him. He can't help himself anymore.
There goes my chances at a teleporting trident. Actually, he can support me, can he?
Yeah, maybe he can just teleport your trident.
He is my trident. Sending it back.
Just throw him.
He just sits off to the side, and like every time I throw it, he gives it back.
We do still need to do a campaign at some point based on Noragami and have people that can turn into weapons.
Yeah.
/Storm.
That also sounds like Soul Eater. I haven't seen very much of Noragami, but I have seen some or most of Soul Eater. So
I'll have to bring that into the samurai game somehow.
That'd be
I mean, that's kind of how it is. If a person died and their soul was somehow
Exactly. Yeah.
manifested as a weapon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what is the next step there? Do you guys talk about this anymore? Do we cut to something else?
I think Cantarius is probably just like,
Sorry, bud.
Man, that sucks.
He's probably like, all right, I think we're done playing with the orb today. Like, I guess in the back of Cantarius' mind, he's probably just like, maybe in the front of his mind, he's like, Alfons, whenever something terrible happens, he always just tries the most impossible thing, and then it just works. So he's like, okay, no more impossible stuff. This is not helping. Like, we're just gonna move on, accept the loss, kind of a deal. But I'm not sure what Alfons is gonna want to do.
Does Cantarius say that out loud?
Not all of that, but he's like, yeah, no more. Like, I think we're done playing with the orb today. He says.
Caleb, I can't remember if we temporarily gray shaded will, does it temporarily gray shade faith as well, or?
Yeah, I think so. It may not be how the we did this already. I think you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just couldn't remember because I was like, technically, I could spend 2 deeds points if I wanted to just roll for faith. Because I said like I didn't want if I wanted to white shade it, I could still use those to temporarily gain them and get beneficial things in the moment.
Yeah.
Until I want to finally, do that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if it also appreciated faith.
What does Alfons say then?
Well, I don't know magic stuff, so head guy, if you could just figure out something, and then we'll do it later. I guess I don't know.
I may have an idea. All right, give me a little bit of time to work with. Cantarius, can you? I know you have things to do and whatnot. Can you give me someone that can carry me around? Do we have someone for that?
What besides me? You don't want to just stay with me?
Well, you have things to do. What I'm saying is I have another research montage that I need to do.
Oh.
Montage. What is this word?
Session. Whatever you want to call it.
Is David or is crap, what's your wife's name, David?
Maria.
Is Maria busy? She can
don't force Maria to walk around with his head.
Yeah, I don't have any friends. Oh no, he just gets Antonius.
Antonius is busy.
Technically, Antonius is like working behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's
in the
undercover,
guilds
yeah.
right now.
Oh, yeah, he is. I forgot. Yeah, no, he's. Wait, let me pull him out of hiding for this important job.
I mean, Dellon is literally like an important bishop. He probably has servants.
Do you have a butler?
I mean, I think whoever cut his head off on accident should carry it around.
We'll just make Alfons do it.
I mean, you could boost his Gorath's power, couldn't you?
That's true. Can Garth cast magic as a head?
Yes, but
Like Boomy?
if Alphonse wants to get his magic back, I think the easiest solution here is to let Gorath start researching behind the scenes while you guys go off, and,
Right,
so we don't spend forever trying
David's
to.
butler.
I was going to say we should just have David circle up
Okay.
a butler, like that, whether or not it exists, right? I guess Alphonse, if Alphonse wanted to make the role, he could do that too. It could be like.
Dellon have a good circles?
Well, I have, let's see, 4, but I also have 3 dice of affiliations with the church and 3 dice of reputation with the church. So if I can use those, I get like,
That's
10 dice or something.
Because if Alphonse is rolling it, that this would be him basically saying that he's like friends with a butler that might exist. Dellon could just make up someone and force them to do it, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I have people at the house. Like, I'm sure I have
Yeah.
servants or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
you could just like grab a random servant. If either of you want to make a roll, this can be a person who is trustworthy and like helpful.
Oh,
right?
I
As
see.
opposed to just some random servant who.
The thing is,
who
Dellon's
knows.
not there, though, is the problem.
Yeah, you can make it if you want to, Alphonse. That's fine.
Alright. Can I use my reputation and affiliation?
Hero of the people and nobility of Ceran. You can definitely do nobility of Ceran, but I don't know if hero of the people helps here. It's kind of like a rural thing, right? It was like the
Yeah.
folk. People.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a hero of the city now, right?
I don't know if you've done actually enough publicly that, yeah.
Didn't we stop the Civil War?
Yes. I just don't think the random butler is going to be impressed by your hero of the
Wow.
people reputation.
I see.
Yeah, let me
Uh,
see what the ob
Uptight
is.
butler.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'm ready for the ob whenevs.
Do you remember the butler character you played, Jared, in that one Dungeon World game that we did? Where you're a butler who was actually a fighter, and you were like servant to I think David's character.
What?
Do you remember this?
I don't remember that.
Vaguely.
Yeah, you were like his like manservant or whatever. You like wore a butler suit and then had like swords and stuff.
I don't
Very
remember.
vaguely.
We
That's
played.
funny.
It was with Trevor. We played it with Trevor, and Trevor was a hippie druid.
Okay.
Okay, I don't remember that.
He turned into a microbe.
I don't think I was part of this game. None of that
No, you
sounds
definitely-
familiar.
Oh, maybe it was. I remember it being at your house, David.
What?
I'm almost positive you were there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see. I think it's going to be it'll be ob 2 if you just want this person to exist and be obligated by the fact that he's Dellon's servant, like
Mhm.
with no particular obligation to you. Ob 3 if you want them to be your friend.
I'm fine with the ob 2. Although it might be fun having one of David's staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea for who this person might be if you.
Yeah,
if you
I'll
choose.
do an ob 3. Why not? I'm good at circles.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have gray shade, so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is someone.
Circles.
Yeah, because he has a gray
Based
shade
on
will. Circles is based on will.
It's not
David
just
seems
based
very
on will,
confused.
is it? It's
Yeah,
also
it's just based on will.
Like your
No.
money.
Yeah, you get bonuses for having money, but it's not rooted in resources or anything like that. It's rooted in will.
Okay.
So Alphonse, I think this person is a mid-level servant. It's not like some random servant. It's whatever. I don't know, like I'm trying to think. It's like I'm thinking Downton Abbey right now. He's not the butler. He's like the under butler or like whoever would be the second in command underneath the butler. He's a little bit younger. He's like around your age.
That's Downtown Abbey.
It's about nuns doing drag racing. So
Oh.
no. I'm thinking this person, it's not like some old stuck-up butler type. This is like whatever the second in command is of Dellon's house staff. And it is a person who is around your own age and is a hopelessly, not romantic, but like a womanizer or whatever. You've basically given him, like whenever you've been around here, you've given him tips. You've helped him like get dates with servants. Like this is a dude who's like trusts and looks up to you because he wants to be just like you.
He also wants to sleep with his sister.
Not that particularly.
What's his name?
Good question. I have to generate one. Let's say his name is Lorenzic. So Lorenzic is kind of like an under butler or whatever. He's weird. I don't know what the servants in Ceran wear, but whatever that is, he's wearing that. And then you just want him to hold like carry the dude's head?
Lorenzo, it's been such a long time. I have a mission for you.
Oh, anything, sir. Of course.
You know how we're busy saving the world and all. This is integral to.
Yeah, and I think Lorenzic is he has dark hair, clean shaven face, kind of tall and spindly, and not spindly, but like lean and thin, and he has very neatly like combed black hair. So sorry, what did you say?
No, I was basically going on about how I have a mission that will help us save the world, basically.
Oh, save the world? Well, that seems a little bit beyond my ken, but I'm, of course, willing to help with whatever you need. After you helped me woo random servant name here last week, I'm eternally in your debt.
So like us not to remember their name.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's even what happens. He like forgets her name. Red-haired girl, you know.
Yeah, I know what it's like. Mm-hmm. We've all been there.
Happy to help with whatever you need.
Hey,
Especially, saving the world.
I hold up the head. I'm like,
oh my gosh! What have you killed a man?
Gorath, help me out here, please.
And you look down and he's like going like this, like he's dead.
Gorath, that's not cool. You already took my magic away.
Well, I didn't take your. He screams as he comes to life. I didn't take your magic away. I just helped the orb take your magic away. He didn't tell me it. I don't know. It didn't tell me it was going to do that.
Right.
Alfons, or Master Alfons, why is that head talking?
He's my new friend.
And
And he needs your help to save the world.
And we probably just like cut from the scene there. Because you eventually force him to do it, but we don't necessarily.
Your help.
Yeah. But yeah. So basically,
the talking heads scare me too.
I think Gorath is gonna just basically do a research session here and try to figure out like how to get Alphonse's magic back. Because that neatly gets him off to the side here, where we can go to other people and do other things.
Got to eat the orb. It has to be embedded in you somehow.
Well, it already kind of is embedded in him.
You have to kiss this talking
right.
head. No. It's like, no, stop.
I figured it out. You have to give me all of your money.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think we should cut over to Theo. Theo, you are standing in front of two men. One is a large, broad-shouldered man. He's not like super huge, but like soldier type, wearing armor, and he has a sword, like a long sword or whatever. And he has dark hair, like neatly kind of short cropped. Again, soldier type haircut sort of thing. Everything about him kind of screams soldier to you. Though you're I don't know if you immediately recognize like the insignias of like whatever, like the style of his armor or whatever, where he might be from, but he doesn't look Ceran. Serrano. He say again.
Did you say he was a soldier?
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah.
Oh.
He were you just asking that because I said it so many times? Okay. I was like, did you really not get that, Connor? He looks Garrick, so he's played by a white actor. He looks like European, right? But he is flanked by, they're both on horses, these two men. And the person who's behind him looks like a nobleman of some sort. He is not wearing like super fancy clothing, but still like definitely more than he's dressed nicely, finely. He has finery on, according to the Burning Wheel rules. And he's blonde, kind of like neat, not like super long hair, but not like super thin, super short cut like the soldier guy. And the soldier guy, he I think he just finished telling you like we're here to help you, basically. Do you have anything to immediately respond to that?
I guess I'm
they're both just on
questioning
their
how they would
horses.
know. Like, how do they
even know who you are? Yeah.
I think he just says like, state your business here.
Yeah. And
State your business here. Because he's, it's like, oh yeah, I'm here to help. Like, how the heck do you know who I am? I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're here to help? How do you know what I'm doing? I don't think he says it rude. He's just kind of like, state your business here.
I think he says, do you mind if I get off my horse? I've been in a saddle for hours.
He's asking me?
Yeah. He's like asking like, are you gonna freak out if I get down off my
Oh,
horse?
yeah.
Like you're right, like
I think he just like gestures like
after you.
Of course.
Yeah. So the man like slides off his horse, clinks to the ground, and then hold out a hand.
How old is this guy? I was gonna ask.
Like 40s, 50s.
Okay.
Or, yeah, early 50s maybe. He holds out a hand and he says, "The name is Jarek Skara. I'm with the Order." Yeah, stab!
Order! I think he just kind of like, I don't know, hesitant, but he's like, okay. Yeah, shakes his hand. I can't remember. Was the Order good or we kind of weren't sure?
So Ichia and Min were part of the Order and they're good, but it looks like the leader of the Order, I think is it's been implied that has like turned or something. Basically, like the leader of the Order and the people, like basically the faction that's in charge of the Order right now is totally dead set on this task, on like getting the artifacts together. Whether or not they know that the demon stuff is going to happen, I don't know if Achia knows that, but she at least knows that since Achia has turned against the task, right, and getting the artifacts together like they had wanted, the Order has just like disavowed them and like doesn't like them anymore.
And this guy's one of those people.
You don't know yet, right? And so he senses the hesitation on your face, and he says, "I'm a friend of Achia."
So you know the task at hand, then?
I have been given only the information he doesn't say that. He says, I know a bit about what's going on. My friend Eladan knows more than I do.
What do you know about the keys?
He smiles. Yes, that's what we're here to. No, he says, enough.
I sure hope so. Because obviously he's looking for the he knows all about the keys, but what do they do? That's the real question. So it's like, I sure hope so.
He says, I haven't come here to help you look for them. Not exactly. But we are here to help. The Order has made moves. They are determined to complete the task. Unite the keys. Unlock the door. From what H.E. has told us and from what we've been given, we now know that this is a mistake. This will lead to the end of everything. But there are bigger dangers. And he kind of looks around and he says, is there someone more private we can speak?
I might know of a place. I think he's thinking of Dellon's house, but
Yeah. You're like on a courtyard or whatever, so you're like in the open. And he
am I
turns around.
at Dellon's house? I couldn't remember. I guess
I don't-
just kind of in city.
I think you were just in the city somewhere. I think. from what
Okay,
I remember. Just like
I think
in a courtyard or something.
I'll take him to Dellon's house.
Yeah, he turns before you guys leave. He turns and he says, "This is my friend Gerwin, a new recruit to the order, but he's been scooped. He's been swept up into all of this." And Gerwin gives you kind of like a weird, kind of like dismissive wave.
I think he doesn't. He doesn't really. He kind of looks at him and he looks back at what was his name?
Jarek. Yeah, I'll put these
Jarek.
in the chat for you.
Derek. Pardon my suspicion, but there are very few that we can trust nowadays. How do you know you can trust new recruits?
Jarek smiles and he says, Gerwin may not look like much, but he's trustworthy. And Gerwin says, hey.
Trying to
And
think.
Gerwin's more like a nobleman, but I think he is wearing like a side sword, the type of nobleman would wear.
I'm trying to think. I mean, is Dellon's house? Okay, it's not very secret. Like everyone kind of knows where Dellon's house is. Like people, I guess people in the city. Like it's
if
not
you
like,
brought this guy there, everyone would see him walking in the door, right? Like, and make
well, I
note
meant
of it.
like I wouldn't. It's not like a secret place where I'd have to, like I didn't want anyone to know where Dellon's house. I mean,
no,
house
yeah,
is
you would
walk right in. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So you bring him back.
Yeah.
Dellon, where were you currently?
I think I was at the temple.
Oh yeah, did you just make a speech to
talking
everybody?
talking to those people.
Were you planning on doing that thing right after, like trying to connect to the great god right after, or would it make sense for you to go back to the house first?
Yeah, well, I think you said it would take some time for that to all sort of, come back into place.
Yeah.
And also he wanted to make a speech to the population in general, which I was hoping to have the ability to show the great god was, my.
Oh, right. You want to do
but,
it before that point. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to happen soon enough. And I think it's probably more important that I say something first. Like, don't just let the chaos go too long. And I also made that circles roll for the bishop. So I'm assuming I was sending letters or something like that as well.
Yeah, you're definitely starting to get something in motion, but I think as long as you're okay with it, I think it would it might make sense for Dellon to go back to his house briefly, so he can meet up with everybody and get involved in what's going on here.
Sure, yeah.
Because Theo also wanted to. Theo's belief would be in line with helping you get the great god magic stuff too. So,
gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, so I think Theo, you probably bring these people in, and I think on the way over, Jarek informs you, Theo, that there is another person in the city right now with them, the Eladan that he spoke of. And Eladan is a channeler, is a mage, so a magic user of some sort.
Okay.
And he is dealing with some business like that is directly related to what's happening here. And then we'll meet up with you guys at some point. And maybe when you ask him, will he know where to find us? And Jarek says, he always knows. But you get there, and I think Dellon's arrived, and I think we should have a moment where everybody kind of can meet up and touch base on what's happening here. Yeah, so Theo has brought a strange pair of people in your house. Or sorry, Theo has brought it's Dellon's house.
Dellon, we have some new friends. I think he says it with enough. I feel like he said it with enough. Like I don't know. Like they say they're friends. Kind of implying like we have some new friends.
And they are.
And the man steps over to you and says, "The name is Jarek. Nice to meet you, Dellon. I've heard a lot about you. Your sword is feared from your sword is feared in at least 5 countries.
I'm flattered. I'm sorry. What business do you have at my home with Theo?
I'm a member of the order, or maybe was. Things are up in the air right now.
We just need a place to speak privately, if that's all right with you, Dellon.
Sure. Although I'd appreciate it if you ran those sort of things past me in the future. Or at
You
least,
weren't here.
well, yes.
I mean,
Mom
that's why
said it was
I said like
okay.
your house isn't really secret, so it's kind of like our base right now.
Yeah.
It's not like oh, now they know where your house is. It's like
No, but now they're in my house.
well, I was gonna say like I was gonna tell when I got there, hey, can you go find Dellon?
Yeah,
like so I can speak to him.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
he's just saying in
he
the
doesn't beat me
future
to it.
you should have someone find him first. Not, it doesn't really matter. He's just being
yeah.
Cool.
And I think we
But,
could probably even just like skip through, unless you had something, David.
no.
We probably just skip through like the pleasantries of everybody meeting up. I think it would be helpful for everyone to now be in the same room, and we can actually figure out like, okay, what's the next step? What are everybody what pairs are splitting off to do what? But I think before that, right? Like, so Cantarius and Alfons, you're now here, and you're filled in as like, oh, these 2 people just randomly came, and I think Jarek wants to inform you guys of something, right? Like, so he says,
Right. Yeah.
that like I'm here to help with what's happening. I'm a friend of Achia's. Like, things are starting to accelerate here. He says,
Can we do a what do you call it? The unbreakable bond, so that we because I don't know, like I just feel like someone could easily come in and they're like a spy, like Antonius is a spy, and so it's like how do we know, easily a demon could come in and infiltrate the order. So I suppose this he has some
hey, Cantarius has
legacy.
the ability to check if people are demon possessed. So
I'm just like I don't know, or check some sort of aura, like, or doesn't he have like he can test people's aura? Like, I feel like that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Just kind of like maybe intent, or because this guy's got, like I said, this guy's got some legacy. So I'm assuming if Asia was there and was like, oh yeah, we're on good terms, or yeah, this guy's worth trustworthy. But then this other guy, maybe even you're deceived by this. They sent a guy infiltrate the order. It could happen. I don't know.
You could go call Achia and or Min if you would like to like get their feedback on who this guy is. But then Cantarius can also just make an aura reading test.
Is Cantarius here yet or no?
Yeah.
I apologize for the mistrust, but we can't be too careful nowadays. We've come across some rather unpleasant relations with members of several organizations. We just can't be too careful.
Are you speaking about yourself, Theo? Because you were the traitor recently.
That's why he says it with hesitation.
Yeah.
But also, it's like people are demon possessed, and like things are uneasy. We just can't be too careful. If you don't mind.
That makes sense to me, Cantarius. If you're down with it, just make an aura reading test to check these guys over.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so and he's just like, they're good.
Another op 4 there.
He couldn't tell anything.
And you can fork in sensory.
But obviously Gorath isn't with me.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if it let the 4 come in. Okay.
Oof. It's even better than last time. You have 9 dice and you got 9 successes. That was awesome. A lot of 6s.
We'll have to just wait until the rolls matter more.
Yeah. So Cantarius, they're definitely free of demon possession. Let me double check.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna relish this victory. Look at that, guys! 9 successes. Look at that. 9 dice, 9 successes. That's right.
That's good. That was a good.
Yeah, and you've got 4 6s. You could get.
I feel like if there was anything hidden in the shadows, he knows right now.
Yeah. Is there anything hidden in the shadows, Caleb?
I'm gonna double check what other extra stuff I may have given to their character sheets real quick here. Let's see. What does this guy have? You do sense a commanding aura on Jarek. Same trait that Dellon has.
Yeah, that's. Cantarius like whispers in my ear.
But other than that, he doesn't have anything like other like magical going on really. He seems like a fighter type guy, right? Gerwin is even more mundane in that sense.
Wow.
He is. Let's see if he has anything. He doesn't have any aura traits or anything like that. Yeah, so you don't sense anything beyond that. So yeah, they're at least clean from that sort of thing.
All right. What do you know about the keys having another purpose than unlocking the doors? The door.
Yeah, he says, not as much as you probably would like. I'm sure Eladine has a few thoughts, but I'm here primarily to give a warning and to help in one particular area. The Order has called upon an asset of theirs that is incredibly dangerous. He goes by many names. Most of us simply call him Death. He's an assassin. He is being sent against someone in this city. I don't know exactly who yet, but it could be any of you. It could be Achia. It could be Min. It could be all of us put together. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. Does anyone have any ideas as to who might be the most vulnerable among you? Who do I need to protect?
It'd be Sergio.
He frowns. He's like, I didn't realize Sergio was in on any of this.
Well, he is the Pope, isn't he? I mean,
this assassin is not interested in shaking politics. He is interested in one thing, and one thing only. Breaking any chance we have to save this planet.
So my guess would be Alfons. Then.
Yeah, Alfons. That's what I was thinking. Perhaps, I think he looks over at Alfons. If he's in there. Is he? Yeah, he's there.
He's pouting in the corner.
Yeah. So Kinder, he says that in not Alphonse, sorry. Theo and Cantarius both like slowly look over at him and they're like and Theo says perhaps was there what were you gonna say, Adam?
Yeah. He's a perhaps. Yeah, he look. That's what. Yeah, exactly what he's doing.
So I guess we look back to him. Does he realize who we're talking about, or
probably? But he's just like waiting for an explanation, right?
He has an artifact, a key, embedded in his chest. May have something to do with the Order's desire to kill him.
Possibly. Well, let's think about this. What's the most important thing right now? Is it the keys? Is it Achia told me about some sort of. Wait, did you talk to Achia already? Oh, no, you did. Yeah. Achia told me about some sort of timing that you had mentioned.
Yes. We don't know the exact time or circumstances surrounding the time, but we're trying to find out when that day, how much time we have. But as of now, we only have one key and the enemy has the rest. And Alfons has the only key. You wouldn't happen to know the time, would you? It's 3:00. No. This
says,
day.
I think Jarek says, unfortunately, I do not.
Do you know anyone who does?
He looks at Garwin and then looks back at you and he says, I think only Achia can find this out. When I spoke to her, and he kind of hints that he found her first in the city, and Achia told her told him to come to you.
You're meeting strange men behind my back. What's going on?
Yeah. He says, when I spoke to her, she seemed dead set on never using that particular gift of hers again. But I think she is our only hope to decipher it. Astrology was given to men for a reason.
Might take a little, quite a bit of convincing on her part. She's afraid. She's afraid of failing. I tried my best, but it might need to be a group effort.
I'm happy to help where I can.
Tell me more about this assassin. Where would he, how does the order, why would the order send it to him? Do you know anything more that you could tell us about the circumstances surrounding this?
We recently had a gathering of the order. Men and women from from all over the continent met to discuss the future. And it was there that some of us discovered that we had been lied to. There was something else happening. The leader of the order, Joven, attempted to send us out on assignments that would have inevitably led to our deaths. Some of us, because of your efforts here, were managed to get warning in time. I fear that others are already dead. This assassin has killed them. Joven seeks to silence anyone who would stop him from realizing the task. I can only imagine that he is compromised himself. Not even an idealist would go this far to save the world from what he thinks would be saving the world. I think he must be in league with them. After this meeting, the few of us who managed to survive the purge banded together and came here. The assassin is coming for you now because you are the only people left who can stop him, who can stop Joven, who can stop the horde from pouring through that portal.
I don't want to say something that sounds ignorant or
yeah.
Like I was gonna say, like, well, there's lots of us. I mean, like, okay, I'm not gonna say that. I real quick, is Asia? She'd make an astrology roll, right?
Yeah, that would be what Asia does. Yeah.
I think he looks over at Dellon, and then he says, he's kind of talking to him, but he's looking at Dellon. And he's like, "What do you know about the great god?"
And Jarek smiles. In Regania, we refer to him as the creator, but I've come to understand more and more that he is the person who has set all this in motion. Tell me, Theo, what do you understand of the origins of the order?
Can't say I know anything about the origins of the order.
I was in your shoes until a few weeks ago, but some things have come to light from some of us. Some things that have been hidden from the members of the order for far too long. Our original purpose, our original creation. The order was meant to protect this planet. That's something that we have always understood, but we have let petty politics get in the way and have resorted to and have lost our higher purpose. The order, from what I understand it, the creator sent the stewards to this place many years ago and gave them the task of making sure that the creatures that were trapped here never escaped. The gods decided that they didn't want this responsibility anymore, or maybe they needed help and have since abandoned their task. Either way, that burden was given to us. But we forgot. It's only now that we have remembered our true purpose. And he looks around and he says, I think the Order now are the men in this room. I've heard that you called yourselves at one point the Crow Inquisitors.
Now we're the Order of the Phoenix.
That's
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I like
It would be an appropriate name, come back and all that.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. He says, I think that these two groups are now one and the same. You may have started as criminals, but now you will be saviors, if we can help it. He looks around at the rest of you.
Hands in.
Yeah.
Do
on
it.
team on three.
Yeah. No, I think he does stand up though. I think he wants to find Aisha.
Yeah.
One more thing. I don't know how to word this. What would it take to convince to change the allegiance of the assassin?
Jarek frowns. I don't think you understand, Theo. The assassin isn't really even a man at this point. He's a force of nature. I have not heard him to have changed allegiance. I have never heard of... trying to think of the way to phrase the sentence. He has never broken his bond of allegiance to the leader of the Order. He has been sent on mission after mission, murdering anyone who the leader of the Order deems necessary for death. He never questions orders. I've never heard him speak, nor has anyone else that I know of. I don't even know if he is a man.
I think we need to regroup with Asia, the believers, and your third party or third member.
Mhm.
I think it would be safe to be all in the same place in case we come in contact with this assassin. And I think we need to find out how much time we have.
Yeah. What about the rest of you then? As Theo's been taking the lead in this conversation, but the rest of you have any thoughts?
I was kind of proposing the question to Dellon, like,
yeah,
you're kind of the bishop, so it's like, hey, do you think this is a good idea? What do you think? Because we kind of need to know how much time we have. If it's like, right. Oh yeah, it's tomorrow. What?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like next year. It's like, okay, we got some.
Yeah, my concern with having everyone together is that it will significantly reduce our ability to wage our war if we're all hiding from someone who may never show up. So yeah, I think we can have
I should go.
Yeah, guidance, astrology, anything along those lines, something to give us a window of time that we can prepare for. That might be wise. Otherwise, we'll just be hiding in our houses waiting for him to show up. But regardless of how skilled he is, if he's a man, he can be killed. And I think if anyone's going to accomplish it, we can. Considering the foes we've already defeated. But we'll have to be careful not to be caught off guard. But yeah, I think if HE can do like astrology or something, and we can find out when his...
Oh, no, I don't. Wait, I wanted to say something to Dellon before he says anything. I think he puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, a man can be killed, but faith never dies. Because he's like, I think he's implying that, like, I think we need the great God's help to do this. I don't think it's just like a matter of like man v man fighting. I think we're going to need some extra power, maybe some magic, but like actually actual faith. Like we're gonna have to make some faith rolls to have help us defeat this guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably
he just
not.
smiles and nods.
It took us forever to kill friggin' whatever that one guy. And he was just a man with magic.
On the plus side, an assassin doesn't wear armor, so all you gotta do is hit him.
He's probably some sort of like, I don't know, either not a demon, but some sort of like patron saint or something. Where it's like, I don't know.
I'm sure there's magic involved and stuff. I'm sure, but
I don't know, he's been around for a while. It seems like.
Yeah.
How about
how long did he...
Dellon and I and these two guys will go to the church. What else do we need to do just outside of?
Yeah, so Dellon has
like what do like Cantarius and Alfons need? Because and Cantarius and Alfons need to do, because Dellon and I can go to the church because he needs to do his other thing. We need to convince them, but we still need to make an astrology roll too. So we need to go where Asia and all the believers are, which we were going to do anyways, but it's just kind of like you do it all at once.
Cantarius is the only one who has beliefs that would maybe bring him in a different direction than you guys. So Cantarius can go off by himself if he wants to. Otherwise, it might make sense for everyone just to go with and do everything there. For now, at least. Like the only thing, Alfons has two things today, and it's figure out orb stuff, which Gorath is going to make some rolls, and hopefully we can get back to that by the end of the session. And Alfons, you also have I'll convince Dellon to take action against Sergio with me. I think that's the one that we'll probably focus on, if anything. It might make sense for Alfons to go with Dellon, and then if that's going to happen, then Cantarius might as well just come with, unless Cantarius wants to go off by himself and do his role.
Turns out the assassin's going after him. No, we set it up perfectly. That's why I was thinking we all just go, and then kind of. I just feel like there's probably things that need to be done at the church. We're looking for the orb, I guess. We're looking for Asia. We're looking for the believers. We're looking for Sergio. We're looking for, I don't know. That's like the place to be. It's the place to be tonight.
No, I think
from.
Yeah, where is that from? Oh, Harry Potter. Yeah.
Right.
It's the place to be tonight.
What's his face? Daniel Radcliffe in that scene is, he does such a good job acting that.
Yeah.
He becomes like a new person.
Yeah, I know. It's so good.
So for, so my guess is the tallest building in the city is probably the church. So I think Cantarius would go with and just make his roll from the church then. I mean, you could just look out the window.
That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know if it is the tallest place, but you do have a good vantage point. Like I'll bring you guys to the map here.
You have a map that specifies the altitude of each building, or
no, not the altitude, but the Grand Temple of the Great God is over here, right? So it's there's nothing behind it, so you could go out, look one direction, and see the entire city, right?
Sure, yeah.
We could go there, and then we'll just have somebody standing at the gate, and the assassin will never come in because we'll just be hunkering down on the island.
No way an assassin could get past guards.
Yeah, that's never happened before.
I don't know. I'm not on this one. I've never seen this assassin get past guards before.
So it sounds like everybody's going to the Grand Temple.
That's the problem. We've never seen it happen because they're too stealthy.
Yeah. Exactly.
This one looks tall.
What's the logical order of these events then? Talk to Achia. Dellon wants to do stuff with I think try to connect his magic and then talk to the people. Alfons wants to talk to Dellon about making a move against Sergio, and then Cantarius wants to do his look at the city, make a roll to find the demon lieutenant. What's the logical progression of all those things?
I want to make a faith roll with the men, and for Asia, hey, God, could you give us some courage, and some strength?
Yeah, you could give you some dice to convince her. That could be a thing.
Well, I wanted to roll for faith. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. You could do a faith roll. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Faith roll to help you get dice to convince her, right?
Okay.
But what do you guys think is the first thing that happens?
I didn't have any idea. It's up to
I think the next thing Dellon wants to do is to give the dress, right? Because he needs to do that before he runs out of time. And if he's able to get the Great God to have him be his, or to be his patron, whatever, however it's phrased, then he can follow up with that, I guess, if there's skeptics. But I think he needs to just be like, nobody panic, don't loot and thing, stop burning down the Wendy's.
Well, if you wait, so you're gonna make a roll so that you're the what?
I'd like to eventually try and have my magic come from the Great God, because that is proof that he's still with us, even though the patron saints aren't.
If you fail, can I try?
Yeah, sure.
Theo becomes
He's
Pope.
like, no, he's like, please
complete.
make me your chosen one, and then it doesn't work, and then it's like, well, let me try, let me see what, and then like all of a sudden he's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Dellon doesn't care. He's not like doing that because I don't even think it mechanically would do anything. It's just that means something as far as like, so I mean, we could just have it be Theo to begin with. That's fine. It might be
because I
easier
could
that way.
gray shade my faith for a round because I was by
Well, you can't anymore because you've already spent we already did that one moment where you can temporarily gray shade it, remember? The next time you'd be doing it, you'd have to spend both of your deeds, which you could do, but
well, that's what I'm saying is like I could wait,
Wait, what?
why?
because you've already done the temporary gray shade. To gray shade it again, you'd have to do the permanent one, which takes 2 more deeds points.
Right, because it's just a
right?
threshold that you've hit, and so you can't like go back and do it again.
You can't go back and do it again. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could only once.
No, it's when you hit a certain amount of Artha on a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
I
can
thought it was-
spend a deeds point to just auto succeed all the dice. So
That's also
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, I guess, but I still don't want to spend it on faith. Though.
exactly. He wants to spend it
Oh.
on will.
But
yeah.
but I did.
What you could do, Theo, if you really wanted to, you could do a meditation roll beforehand, right? To give yourself some extra
one.
dice by meditation. Yeah, exactly. And then spend both of your deeds points on that, and then it would permanently gray shaded that and your will and it would be for like once you've done it, it just happens, right? And then
yeah,
the
it would,
next
it
time
would
you
take
use
effect
faith.
immediately. Yeah.
But I mean, wait, but that would permanently gray shade it, though, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sorry, permanently gray shaded. Yeah,
But
You're just saying
I
that it
didn't
would take
want to
effect
do
right
that.
away, so you wouldn't have like, even though we were
You
in the
wouldn't have to
scene
wait
already,
for
it would
it.
still help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
then it would
thought I
say-
wanted to try and get the chosen one and then
Oh right. Yeah.
do it.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
you could. I don't know if that's a realistic expectation at this point. We just ended an arc. It's going to take a
Oh, it
while
has
to
to be
get.
at the end of there.
Yeah,
That's true. That's when we do the trait votes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So it makes more sense to do this first and then get chosen one, which I would be fine if you voted chosen one on and it shades it up to white.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Okay,
I think
so
we're
later
getting
on.
near
Okay,
the
yeah.
end here anyway.
If you don't care if I do it the other way around,
Yeah, it's fine.
okay, sure, yeah, because I want to get gray shaded then in that case because
Yeah.
I want to do it as soon as I can and make faith rolls with gray shade. But so are we not counting the meditation roll that I made last time to center?
I don't remember what were you centering for? Do you remember?
Well, if I could,
he
I
was
was
just looking
going
at
to
a
add
roll.
+1 basically to my next.
To
roll,
what?
I was going to do
To-
faith.
Oh, you do fate. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay. But before we get too crazy, I want to make sure people are able to do the things they want to do. So what's the actual first thing that would happen? Because it would probably take some time for Dellon to gather the entire, like you're trying to gather with the
Yeah,
city.
I think even. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, just like a general assembly, right?
Yeah, because I
So
think
as
that's
many
going to
people as I can
take,
get.
even if you call it right now, it's still
It'll
going to
take
like take a while. So
That's fair.
you probably call that, and then there's going to be things that happen in the meantime.
Sure.
So maybe let's do. Well, Connor just stepped away. I was going to say we could probably do Cantarius's role whenever he wants to do that. We can do that. And then I think we could do Dellon tries to get the Great God magic before that point. Since you're waiting,
Could
anyway.
we have it be a thing? So, because obviously, if it's already a major miracle, like that's already the top of the difficulty. Can we have him make like all of the people that are in that healing circle his like basically just change it to all of them so that they're all that way?
Dellon wants to like connect everybody there. Yeah.
Like I want this is sort of Dellon's spearhead into like fixing the church the way it ought to be, and if I can make it be like these people all have the actual God as their
because you made a roll before. You made an oratory roll, and we said that the roll you got was going to lead them towards it, but not automatically do it. But yeah, faith could do that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that would be
before that. Then let's do this before that. Jared, I want to give you an opportunity to talk to Dellon about what you want to do with all this Sergio stuff, because even if like we end up the conclusion being we don't make a move against Sergio because of X, I still think that conversation needs to happen.
Right.
So Dellon has just called that general assembly. It's going to take some time to get done. Theo is probably helping Achia gather all the faith healers back up so that Dellon can connect everybody back to the great God.
Am I making the faith roll then?
Or we can talk about it. Either way, we can say you're somewhere else for just a moment while Alfons
I was just going to say I need to meditate first in order to
and we can do that too, but I want to get the scene first. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jared, how would Alfons approach this?
So are we like walking to the temple, or are we at the temple?
I think you're at the temple. Where were you going to do the meeting, actually, Dellon? Because you can't. the temple is on an island. Like, I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean,
you could get like the leaders of the city there, but
yeah, probably just in the city, wherever they would give public addresses. Otherwise, like if there's, I mean, I don't know, is this an amphitheater?
No, that's a It probably doesn't actually look like that, but it's a university. So I decided that was the Colosseum is over here.
Sorry, I'm not zoomed out enough.
Sorry, this island over here. That is currently being retrofitted to be the king's new palace.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
I think the place that makes the most sense, given what we've had happen before, is over here. Over here, I think. This courtyard over here in the noble quarter. That's where the executions happen. And it's that
they let
same
people into the noble quarter for that,
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the noble quarter, not the noble estates. The noble estates are over here. That's different from this is like I don't know why I call it the noble quarter, but it's probably like the civic quarter, right? It's like where public addresses are given and whatever else, that sort of thing. Yeah. The prison is here.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the prison where you guys are imprisoned over there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do that then. That makes sense.
Cool. So are you guys on the way over there, or still are you gonna like stay here to do the faith healing stuff in advance? Then that probably makes the most sense. It's like staying in the temple until that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you're just at the temple, Jared.
Okay. Hey, Dellon, how's it going?
Well, there's a lot of things going on at once. How are you?
Pretty crappy. I lost all my magic.
Oh.
And I lost it even worse.
I lost it again.
Not sure I understand, but how did that happen?
Well, all the gods left.
Right.
And then I tried making the orb my energy source, and now the orb has all my magic inside of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a long shot, but I'm hoping to call upon the great God and ask that he favor us with his own patronage, and that he will power our magic, and that we can prove to the people of this city that while the patron saints are gone, he is not. And if we can, maybe I'd like to try and include everyone within the healing circle.
This is actually a great moment because Dellon has to be like, Alfons, how's your soul doing, buddy?
Right. So perhaps we could include you in that, but I suspect you may have some soul searching to do in the meantime, if that is to be.
Well, this leads perfectly into the next awkward conversation that I want to have with you. And
okay.
Not, I'd probably, I slept through most of the theology classes, but doing this, I don't.
He means not literally, metaphoric. He slept with all the anyone he could get his hands on.
Yeah.
Well, he should have been at theology class.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sergio's gonna like this.
Sergio is in a difficult position, and he has agreed to follow my lead. I didn't really give him much choice.
That's great. You're already taking initiative on what I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, it's clear that the church has wandered from the truth, and this, of all opportunities, will be the best to correct those mistakes. Obviously, that's difficult for Sergio. He is the face of those mistakes, basically. And so I told him that either actually, I don't remember exactly what I said. What did I say? I basically told him that either he could step down or like
basically let my reforms happen or let a good man do them in your stead.
Oh, right. Yeah. So basically I gave him the choice to step down or to follow. I don't know if I specified myself when I said it, but to
follow the right path.
Right. To follow the right path to let these things change, be fixed. And he relented. So it wouldn't be the first time I don't know. I felt like he was honest, but I don't know if that will change.
All right. Just spitballing some ideas here. What do you think about maybe just dismantling the popery completely?
And
just having
Dead popery.
a monarchy?
Well, I had considered that maybe such a centralized position was inappropriate for a religious structure. In fact, I think Sergio felt that way before he took place himself. So I'm certainly not opposed to leveling the upper echelons of authority in the church. Though I suspect Sergio will have something to say about that. As far as only having a king, I suppose it's not bad in theory, but I'm not entirely sure I trust the one we have at the moment.
He's a pretty good guy. Do you know that I'm his like head advisor?
No, I was unaware of that. I suspect that, considering your apparent proximity to him, that would have been good to know. That he is attempting to reignite conflict with foreign countries. Basically,
I talked him out of that.
Really?
Yes.
So you got him to basically have a position where basically like he's preparing for if Shoei attacks them, but isn't trying to instigate further. So the war might still happen because Shoei wants the war to happen. But,
right. Well, that's
at least
can't do
the
anything
king
about that.
isn't. Yeah, the king.
The biggest thing to do left with the war is stop the God of War from reigniting the war again. Because
all right. Well, somehow I, as a player, was unaware that the king wasn't interested in that anymore. I'm assuming
it may have happened in a
aware.
session you weren't in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And we also haven't. You and I have also just been making moves without the other knowing.
Right. Yeah. So has he made any statements about that? Is there any way that would have had that as information?
No. So this is the thing, right? Like Alfons didn't make him become suddenly a peacemaker, right? He's not making steps to stop the war. He's just slowly, like silently preparing for it to happen. He thinks it's inevitable, but he's not trying to instigate further.
Right.
So he's just been quiet about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if he prepares to defend himself. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least it's better than things I thought things were.
Really, the only person I think worthy of the Pope position is you, and you're going to die eventually. Then we're just going to be back to square one.
Yeah, I would much prefer that there was no Pope, or I think that's what he's called. What is he really called?
The two titles we've given are the High Priest of Ceran and the Vicar of the Great God.
Okay, yeah, I would prefer that there were no vicar at all. The issue is that if we instigate that, we have to do it in a way that it won't just be reversed as soon as you say, I pass, and somebody else decides they want that power. We'll have to do it in a way that's lasting. But that would be my preference.
We have the king on our side, and you and I, and the rest of our rabble. And the Holy Knights listen to you.
Yes, well, I haven't spoken to them yet, but I intend to do that soon. Make sure I know where they stand.
A few of the noble houses I've talked to side with you. Yeah, I also did that.
Well, I am impressed, Alfons. I'm sorry, you're listing our friends, but what is it that you hope to accomplish with them? Are you saying
to peacefully make our uncle retire.
I see.
I'd prefer not to kill.
Yes, but me too. I mean that is a possibility. Well, right now we have the patron saints abandoning us as a thing that we need to, a fire we need to put out. Let's deal with that before we start another one. But I think that seems like a wise idea.
You should roll an observation check, or
I
guess
will see if
empathy?
you are lying.
It'd be empathy, yeah.
when you mentioned the
Uh,
patron saints.
So real quick.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's not Alfons isn't directly lying to you, but there is something
Yeah.
on his face you might be able to
I
see.
thought you were fishing for there to be a roll so you
No,
could
no,
get
no, no. I'm
stuff
not,
for
I'm not
this.
lying.
I was like, I'll make a random roll. All right. Observation.
It would be empathy. I think you could make an ob 2 just for like a mood, just to like notice a thing, but you could do ob 4 to notice something, like notice like specifics about why he's like what he reacted to and why, sort of thing.
I will fail both of those. Can I use observation? No, I can't fork. Never mind. All right, it doesn't matter. What ob 2 you said?
Ob 2 empathy. Yep.
Okay. What do you mean additional? Okay. Hey, I failed. All right, but I needed that anyways because now I only need
You
one
had
more empathy.
6
to open it.
dice and you still only got 1 success.
Oh yeah, I guess I
I'm
didn't.
trying to
realize I was
open
gonna have that
empathy
many.
for you, David.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you don't notice anything, but the audience notices that Alfons is a little uncomfy, and he's like about to say something, but then he does.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, he's like, yeah, we should probably put out that fire before we start another one. As far as, but yeah, I think that's probably smart.
Is there any part of that Dellon wouldn't be convinced by that?
Yeah,
Alfons
that's what I was
needed to make a
just
roll
trying
on?
to think of if there can be he can roll for something.
Yeah.
Well, we established that we don't necessarily need
He'll-
a roll for
well, he'll
persona
get
as long
fate.
as it like.
Right.
But no,
You'd have to spend a resource or make a roll, right? But I don't know. Alfons isn't spending a resource to convince.
But
Just talk to Dellon.
in the past we've said that like if it moves the narrative along.
No,
to
you
the-
can get a
the
fate
next-
point for it. You can get a fate point for it.
I thought
for
we
sure.
did persona for it.
No. Persona is only for like goals, and if you had like a moment where you were trying to decide between two things, and even though you didn't make a roll, you still had a mold breaker moment. That's one thing, but that's not really what's happening here.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, is there an element of that? How
like
does Alfons
Alfons-
want to go about it?
Yeah,
'Cause I
exactly.
mean, there's-
What's Alphon's actual suggestion here? Like if you break it down to its core.
Basically forcing like Sergio to retire and dismantling like the governmental power the church has and just
Mhm.
instigate it, like putting the king in like whatever their governmental structure. I don't know that their exact
Yeah.
governmental structure. Does he have like advisors or like a council?
king?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, it would be like his nobles, right? It's like a feudalistic system, right?
Okay.
So he wants the king to be in charge of the church as well. Is that what you're saying?
No. I want
no,
the
no.
church to just have
The
no
church
power.
doesn't
and just
have
be
any
like,
secular
Yeah.
authority.
Yeah,
be
gotcha.
like
Okay.
like church nowadays.
Yeah, you
Right,
have the
yeah.
they have the keys, right? They can excommunicate someone who sins, but they
Right.
can't like murder someone. They can't order the deaths of people like they were doing before.
Yeah,
Right?
like
Gotcha.
separation of church and state, basically.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he has a problem with that specifically. I mean, I guess the only thing he said was that we should probably wait on that until we dealt with.
So does Alphons
other
want
stuff.
to not
So I guess
wait?
maybe that could be a thing.
I think we should take care of that sooner rather than later. He's already tried to kill me multiple times. And apparently there's also
you
an assassin
mean?
possibly after me now as well.
I was part of that conversation, right? So, yeah. The assassin's after kind of everybody, right?
Yeah, it was unclear who it
Generally.
was after, if
Okay.
anyone in particular.
The way
although-
Cantarius and Theo
people
reacted,
thought
it made,
Alfons
Alfons
might be the
thought
target.
thinks it's him now because of the
Okay.
way they
I
because of the
see.
way they reacted to that.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Was I aware that Sergio had tried to kill you?
Well,
I don't remember what Alphons is referring to, honestly.
Yeah.
what's his face? Constantino.
He was just he was acting
You-
technically on his own, I think, right?
Yes. From everything you guys saw, like you looked through his notes and stuff, it didn't seem like he got an order from Sergio. Like it seemed like he was acting on his own. Yeah.
But wasn't I like, I guess, excommunicated from the city under penalty of death?
Yeah, you're technically
yeah,
not
there
supposed to
was
be
that,
here. Yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Why don't you roll about that then? We'll see. We'll see which one we take priority here. I guess then we can do that.
Persuasion.
I think so,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Same, just your will, Dellon.
You got 6.
So 6.
Noble wise, because Dellon's a noble.
Mm-hmm.
City wise, because it involves the city.
No. If it was like church or pope wise, then yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to succeed this to get the persona right.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll get fate just for working on it, but
Was anything I said false?
I don't think so.
You were hiding something about the painter saints, but that was it.
Yeah, but like you didn't lie
Actually
about
lying.
anything that would help you, right? Like there's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, just on the money. That's a good roll. All right, so how soon are you thinking, Alfons? That's the question. Like Dellon, is Dellon supposed to give this command during the General Assembly? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, let's go, boys.
Because Dellon has the bishops on his side, right? You could just decide, you know what? Like it's time. Like, or I'm officially stripping the Popehood of his position. Like it's just happening right now. Because that would definitely take Sergio off guard. He would not be expecting that. He might not be able to muster enough like resistance to make it not happen.
Yeah. Maybe I can have like if the bishops are coming here and like the ones that are on my side, if I can be like, hey, basically we need to vote on this, right? But this is what I want to do, and then have them be there because if I just say that, it doesn't really have any. I mean, it does have weight because I'm a bishop, but also like I don't really have the authority to fire my boss.
No,
but if I get all of the other people to also
the
agree,
bishops could band up together, so that would take a roll. But yeah, you could definitely do that.
Okay, then
but realistically, who is left on Sergio's side?
Well, so this is the thing. He has like the Inquisition and the like. He has like assassins and things. Like there have been lots of rumors that like he has definitely like loyal agents that he could send after you guys.
Yeah,
not so much political support, but yeah. And technically, Medetto is on his side right now, so he could order the Holy Knighthood to belay this order if Dellon didn't like get.
But he'd have to go against all the words of the bishops.
Exactly.
If we do that. So that's I think Dellon says I think we could do that at the address, but I'll need to have the other bishops corroborate that statement, or it won't have the authority it needs to do anything. So we'll have to have them join us in the assembly or for the assembly. And I'll have to convince them that this is a good idea. I know that they are what's the word? Sympathetic to my perspective. But this is going to be, well, I suppose it'll technically be beneficial for them. They'll go from being the second highest power to technically the most if Sergio is no longer, his position no longer exists. So I suspect they'll be compliant. All right. Well, I didn't want to have to confront Sergio like this, but I suspect it is the best way.
Sounds good.
Would it help to bring the king? Or no?
You could. I mean, if the bishops put their weight behind the king and he was right there, right? Like if they just say, no, this is our leader for the country.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having the king there just because that also means that his resources are available for like security and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
He can help calm any problems.
Yeah.
Oh, thought I had to sneeze, but I didn't. But I don't know that I want to like bring him in on this is a church business thing, and I don't want to imply that the king has any authority over the church.
Mhm.
So, I think he says, I suspect the king will probably come simply to see what it is that we're saying, or at least send somebody. But I don't know that it'd be wise to include him. I don't want to give him any impression that we're willing to grant him authority over the church. Certainly that could cause just as many problems, if not more. Yeah, I think we'll let him be what's the word? Watch something. Spectator.
Spectator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well, I go invite the king. We can cut there. And do
Yeah.
something
Yeah. Yeah.
else.
For sure. Connor, I definitely want to make sure we get that. Like, of course, right the moment where you could switch to him, and he's gone again. I want to make sure that we get that scene where he's looking out over the city and trying to figure out what's going on there. But then Theo, you said you wanted to make a meditation up to your faith, and you're going to make a faith roll. We wanted Theo to make the faith roll to connect everybody to the great God. Is that what was going to happen now?
It'd be
Easier
for me to do it. Yeah.
Up to you though, David.
Sorry?
That was a question for you. Were we having Theo make this roll actually, or did you want to make the roll to like connect everybody to the great God?
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing everybody, I was just doing me because I figured I didn't want to pull Theo into it. But if Theo wants to do it, then I mean, he has more dice. So
yeah,
I mean, Dellon will probably be leading the actual like thing. He'll probably be
the ritual part of it.
Yeah, you're right. But he can do the operative prayer if
it. I know you said like what, let it ride or something. If he tries and fails, and can I try, or is it just kind of like we tried that thing?
If you don't help Dellon with his role and let him do it by himself, and he fails, then yes, you could try again.
But I think we'll probably have a better chance if you do it. I help you, and then
no. The other reason I was thinking is because I didn't want any help. like if everyone failed, like I wanted to make a challenging role, but
gotcha.
I mean, you still could if you wanted to, right?
I don't want to do that to Dellon. Wait, let me make it harder.
It's more important. Well, but that's the thing. I mean, you want to succeed no matter what. And this is so Theo, the best way that you have, if you really want to succeed on this and get the test that you want, what you need to do is roll meditation, spend both of your deeds points in it, gray shade faith, and then roll the challenging test you want. Right?
Oh, because it would increase.
It will be gray shaded. So it'll make it easier. You'll have more chances of getting successes.
Yeah.
Right. Up to you whether or not you want to do that, though.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
I don't know why I'm just wasting deeds points on meditation, but
well, I mean, it's your faith that your will that you want as your gray shade. So that's ultimately
right. It makes sense functionally, but just like I don't get the double advantage of like using it on a roll. Matter.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Base ob, I don't know, like 4, right? I'm rolling it from meditation though. So
yeah, let's make it ob. What do you want the ob to be like?
Routine. So
you just want it to be routine. Okay, that's it. Yeah. I'm thinking ob 3.
No additional ob meditation. Is it gray shaded right now?
It's not gray shaded right now, but
no, I mean, like, was it? Did we forget to make it put it back, or
no, it should be accurate now. Wait, I'm on Dellon's. As I was gonna say, you if you're spending 2 deeds points, just scrap that roll. And you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna make it up 4 anyway. Let's do. We're do ob 4. You're gonna roll meditation, and then if you're spending a deeds point, you're doubling the dice you're working with, right? So You can put Persona in if you would like to, but you're getting 6 more dice right off the bat, right? Because you're doubling the amount of dice you're rolling with.
I can't use both these points, can I?
You can use both these points. Basically, what would happen is you roll this, you'll have double the dice, and then after the fact, you can spend another deeds point to make them automatically all successes, even if you don't succeed.
Oh, okay. So I just put 1 deeds in when I start?
Yeah, to start with, that's what you're doing. And the effect of that, just put in 6 in the Artha, because you're actually getting 6 more dice. And then roll it.
6. It's 4
Yeah, let's do 4.
additional ob. Nothing in additional ob because I'm doing it all in the Artha.
Yep.
Wow. What?
Okay.
But still 8, I forgot. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you got 12. You still have 12 dice. So as if you just spend your other deeds point, all of those become successes. And you actually got 12 successes instead of 4, right? Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay.
Yep. So if you want to spend both of those, then there you go.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
All right. So put that number to 3 in deeds. Yep. And then we
Can I also have to spend 2 fate. Can I spend 2 fate? Or do I have to wait on that?
No. Yeah. You don't have any 6s.
Well, I get the plus. I guess I can still try and see if I can get a good roll. I don't know. I get a +1. I'm still gonna get a bunch of dice anyways.
You know what? I'm just gonna give it to you. It's just very pedantic.
Just spend fate on nothing. It's fine.
Yeah, you can spend it. I'll let you spend 2 fate, and you're now at 15. That's fine.
If it was like I mean, this is just centering. If it was like,
yeah, it's not anything important.
It's mostly because I just forgot.
You just need to get exactly. Yeah,
I would have just wasted it anyways. I'll take it off too. So
yeah. All right, cool. So your will is gray shaded, which also means your faith is gray shaded. I don't actually know if that's actually how it works because usually once something is gray shaded, it's only things that open after the fact with it. But since you put that deeds and will way long ago, I wanted to give you a chance to actually have it matter as opposed to just wasting a deeds and will. So gray shade faith is active.
And you can't open faith. I guess you
could get the trait after he gray shades will, right? So
yeah.
I think that's technically how the rules want us to do it, and normally that's what I would do. But because Theo had to spend a deeds and will to not be demon possessed, I wanted to be careful.
Yeah, but I mean, so I feel like if Jared gets gray circles for having gray will, then it because like he already had circles before he gray shaded his will, right? So
that's
like,
true. Maybe it does work differently for attributes. That might actually be the case.
You don't usually open attributes. Obviously, this is when you do, but not normally. So I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's true. I think that's actually correct. At the very least, we can house rule that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're right. That's the only attribute that like doesn't actually you just start with.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you have a 6 gray shaded faith. So this is Theo praying, preparing himself for. I mean, it is going to be a very difficult task. Like what you're going to have to do is like. Part of the issue, right, with all of this is that the great god's power is hidden from the world because of this demon cloud thing that's hovering over the world. So you have to break through that to get more power in, right? Mm-hmm. It's easier with the stewards because they're already here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think this is an Ob 10 faith test, my friend. Especially because you're doing it to so many people, right? It needs to be Dellon. Right. It needs to be all the healers here.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 bishops that are here that you could like bring on board with this. Basically, just any of the church people that are here at the temple right now that could reconnect to the great god or connect in the first place to the great god.
Is Alfons there?
This is a good question. We did talk about that briefly with Dellon and you. I want to give you a chance to if Alfons. I feel like there needs to be a roll or a conversation or something because Alfons right now does not seem like he's connected to the great god. What does that look like? Like Theo and Dellon are starting to get this prepared. Dellon mentioned to you that this is what they were doing. Do we see just Alfons walk up and say something to Dellon?
I guess he probably just stands in the corner and like says like. I guess a prayer, like a
10 Hail Marys.
A prayer, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there needs to be a roll here, right?
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
I don't believe that Alfons
persuasion?
can just switch. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Right. What do you have?
The literal only thing I could think of is persuasion, if not bullcrap wise. But
Well, there's bargaining,
this is more
but
genuine than bullcrap wise, I guess.
Yeah, well, so I'm wondering if it's less you convincing God and more you changing your own mind.
maybe you can
Right?
ugly truth yourself.
Something like that, maybe, right? Like that's what I'm wondering is if
That would
you're
be
actually
funny.
rolling
I
against
didn't
yourself.
mean to do that.
That's just a test. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that.
I was trying to get to
Okay.
that was a really bad roll.
What on earth?
Good thing you got that out of the way.
I didn't add any of the advantages, and I also didn't add the +1. I thought it was afterwards, but it already submitted.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, just leave it for now. We'll wait until we decide what we're doing with Alfons here.
Yeah, I think if you can make an ugly truth about the scene, about reality to yourself and change your own beliefs and stuff, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It really has to be something like that. I think it's not Alfons convincing God of anything, right?
No, right.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was like just a will test, right? You just like roll will to repent, right? Sort of a thing.
I like persuasion better.
Press X to doubt.
Of course you do.
Press next to doubt.
But like if you're doing persuasion, you have to do persuasion against yourself, and the ob would be much higher than your will, I think, right?
Oh, so it's not against God?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Like this has more to do with Alfons as a person than
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to trick God. You have to convince yourself to actually.
Well, he's not trying to trick him.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
like,
trying to convince him.
Alphonse's silver tongue is not the factor that matters here,
Right, yeah.
right?
It's his heart, right? And so I think he needs to be able to convince himself that his heart, of something that needs to be.
Ugly truth really feels
That's what I was
relevant.
thinking.
I don't
Yeah.
have that.
I know.
Oh,
It's
really?
not going to.
You have ugly truth? What?
You have a 5 in perception, so it's not like unheard of to get like an ugly truth.
Well, I have ugly truth. Can I roll it for him?
Maybe that's what I was wondering, because
so.
it sounded like Alphons. Jared just described Alphons just kind of standing in the corner. But if I guess if Dellon sees that, he could go over to Alphons.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, his eyes are closed, and I think he's attempting to like pray, I guess.
Yeah. See, I think he sits by and he says, "Am I interrupting anything?"
I guess not.
Were you praying or sleeping?
I was attempting to pray, but
Well, here. Why don't we do it together? Like put his hand on your shoulder.
Close your eye.
Yeah. And he says, "All right, before we do this, Alfons, I want you to look inside yourself. And I know you don't pay a lot of attention to doctrine or anything like that, but the great God's laws are still written on your heart, whether you listen to them or not. And I want you to try to listen now. I want you to find the things you know that are in you that are wrong, the things you know that are displeasing to those laws, to those concepts. And I want you to try. I want you to find those, because regardless of whether or not you can turn from them immediately, as it were, you have a strong will, but change is difficult. But you need to know what the problem is before it can be addressed. And that's the important part. We need to identify what you need to repent of before we can do it. And that's what matters here. There won't be any persuading the great God or tricking him or anything along those lines. Whatever you need to do here needs to be genuine.
I sigh a little bit at that, and I like half joking. I'm like, but it worked on all the others.
Right, yeah. I'd like to think that that's what Alphons was actually trying to do. He was praying, quote unquote, but he was actually just like trying to persuade God, and it just failed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he says, "Yes, and all of the others abandoned us because they're not perfect." But that's not what we're dealing with right now.
Okay. So how does this work like mechanically then?
I think this is Dellon making an OB5 ugly truth test. It's the most nuanced, complex truth that the
Yeah.
OBs give us.
That's true. Yeah.
This is Alfons we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Can Alphonse make like a will test or whatever as a linked test to try and like actually search his himself and like identify the things that he feels like need to be? Obviously, Dellon knows some things that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Right. There's some obvious ones, but it's a more
Is
important that Alphonse
licentiousness
knows.
bad?
You say that in
definitely
character?
is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he just sighs and he says, "Yes, Alphonse." But hey, that's a good start. Let's keep working on it. Yeah. So can he make a test to help me?
I think he can make a linked test. I'm wondering if it's bullcrap wise to understand his own bullcrap.
Well, it's probably, if anything, his ability to bullcrap would make it harder, right? I would think it would be like, but it's a wise.
It's a wise. It's understanding bull. It could be
That's
empathy.
true.
I think it's one of those with bullcrap forked in. Like let's do empathy. I like empathy.
I think that makes sense.
And bullcrap wise, like you're
With
trying
bullcrap
to,
as a fork,
yeah. I like this.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can I help him with this role because I know him and like,
if you have a different skill besides like ugly truth, that would help.
if I use a skill to help him to help me, can I use it, as a fork for the actual role?
If he succeeds on the linked test, yes.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes the helping in this game hurts my brain.
Mm.
All right. I have instruction.
A lot of that was like us house ruling things because it does give us like a let it ride and you're sharing the consequences of failure. So that's been my interpretation of what I think that means.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it makes sense. It's just that it ends up being a lot of like helping with this. It's a little circular a little bit. But I have instruction. I have
instruction makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, it's only one dice for that. But
yeah, so Alphonse, I think this is going to be an OB4 empathy test.
Wait, is empathy
It's black shaded.
perception?
It was perception and will mixed together.
Oh, that's
which opens to black. Yeah.
Okay.
At a higher level, but yeah.
At a higher level, you got it for a little bit higher, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're making an OB4 empathy test with bullcrap wise, noble wise because you're a noble, right?
Okay.
Any other arguments? Yeah, and then a help from Dellon.
Haggling.
No.
So I'm haggling for my eternal soul.
No.
That's suasion.
Oh.
Wait, can I help him with suasion? Because I get 2 dice.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Sick.
Okay, cool. And I'm persuading myself to become a better person.
I don't think so. No.
Caleb.
No. But you can get that 2 dice. So I think you have 4 dice. Yeah.
Do you have Artha?
7%.
This can make the roll worse if you fail. So
yeah.
All right. So, what's the ob you said?
4 because it's like to understand intent.
I'm rolling
9 dice.
9 into a 4.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not bad. And I'm sure you've got a million fate.
Yeah, I've got infinite fate. So
go for it.
Let's see. Watch me get a 2.
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Right.
And that's the perfect amount you needed to get 1 die on the next roll. So
if you get more successes, does it help more?
No. Not typically. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so Dellon, there you go. You get an extra die on that ugly truth. What are you trying to fork in?
All right. Can I do instruction for this as well, since I'm trying to lead him through this?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have persuade. Well, I'm going to use suasion. So persuasion.
Yeah, suasion makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna fork my persuasion into him.
I think you could.
Well, you just did the.
You did the link test. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a fork you can offer Dellon here. Really.
Yeah, because otherwise I think we would have done that because it's less risky.
It doesn't make much sense to add a fork to a roll against you.
Can I fork in my orb?
No, this doesn't magic happen.
Can you for doctrine?
I don't have doctrine.
No, I'm talking about for my forks.
Since
that's the God is the true God the
Yeah, but like the
teachings.
thing.
I mean, he could be using doctrine to like
You can
explain
have-
to me what I need to do.
Yeah, you can do regular doctrine. I just don't know
Okay.
if foreign doctrine
Sure.
is going to add anything
That's
more.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you said 4. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood.
And then suasion.
Yeah. Suasion. Yep.
Okay, so I've got 3. Sorry, with ugly truth 3.
And then Dellon starts to bring out his sword, and if you don't convert, I'll kill you. Intimidation.
+2. Oh yeah, I was gonna say plus sword.
No.
Yeah. So I get.
You can do oratory too.
Oh, thanks. So
You
4.
gave him a speech.
Yeah, I glossed right over oratory for some reason. So I'm getting 1 from him too, right? The thing.
Yeah, from the link test. Yeah.
Okay. I will spend 2 persona on this. What was the out?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, 5.
5
Yeah, for
Right, okay.
for the like highest ugly truth it gives you. Yeah.
I need to. Can I give him a persona? Never
That's
mind.
good. I got it.
No, you can't. But didn't you?
Yep.
There you go. 7 out of 5 successes. So what does this? I mean, yeah. What does this look like, Alfons, when you crumble to Dellon's words? You understand the most complex of truths about yourself. Because I mean, like Alfons like has played a hero for a long time now, and I feel like this might be
in his mind, like that was what he was doing to like atone for
Yeah.
all the stuff he'd done in the past.
Mhm.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and I think
but
I think maybe
it
there's-
might have started out that way a little bit, but
Mhm.
then it got to his head, and he's like
I'm just a cool guy now, and
yeah, like it got to his ego, and he's like, yeah, I'm a cool guy, I'm a hero, I save people, I help people, I kill demons, and then I flex on them,
Yeah.
dab on the haters.
I think one of the things Dellon says is this. You mentioned the patron saints, and Alfons, your value, the way your perception of yourself, you base it on your strength, on your silver tongue. But you have to understand that those things are fallible. They're temporary. They'll fade and they'll fail you. Even the patron saints will fail you. And if you put your value on those things, then when they fail you, your value will fail you. You will find yourself hating yourself and thinking you're not worth the air you breathe because you've lost the things that gave you that value. Alfons, you need to understand that your value as a person doesn't come from your ability. It comes from somewhere else. It comes from the God who breathed you into it, made you into his image, breathed a soul into you. Understand? And that will not change. He does not change, which means if you root your value in him, your value won't change. Even when your magic fails you, even when your God, your steward flees and you have no power, even when your arms grow weak and your tongue loses its shine, you'll still have your value because it's in something that doesn't rust or degrade. Do you understand me?
So what you're saying is I don't need a silver tongue, I need a silver heart. And Alphonse just starts crying.
And I love that moment because it's like Alphonse is making a joke, but as he gets to the end of it, he realizes he's actually being honest about it, and he's just like, "Oh, dang it!"
Like, I hate that I was. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then I think Dellon pats him on the back and says, "I think the rest is up to you. It's between you and the great God. I don't think I can be any more help here." And,
so
we'll go to
I'm curious, Cantarius. I think did you listen to that? Cantarius typically has ears on all conversations.
Especially
I
with
think
Alphonse.
That's true. Yeah. So
what are you saying, Connor?
I said that's true. Yeah, I could have just heard that whole thing.
Because I think it would be cool if we just got a camera pan over and we see Cantarius at the threshold of the room, about to go out of the room to go up to the tower and do his thing, and he just is watching Alphonse and then leaves.
Sure.
As Dellon turns to leave, I grab him by the arm and I'm like, well, unless we're already having a heart to heart.
Yeah.
Is this something you want the others to know? Yeah, right now.
Trying to think if it's a good moment to share it. It makes sense that you would tell it to Dellon in this moment.
Mhm. And I mean, I guess Cantarius is going to hear regardless. So,
Well, it sounded like Cantarius just left, unless Cantarius, you got magical hearing. Would you, like, as soon as you hear Alfons keep talking, would you stay, or?
You asking me if I don't overhear the conversation?
Well, no, so he's about to say something more. And he's
I
wondering
was
if you stick
assuming,
around.
because Cantarius has his own kind of weird issues with faith and God and heaven and hell and all that stuff, right? So I was wondering if he hears this conversation with Alfons and Dellon and then decides to leave because he's like, I don't need to hear any more of this. I'm going to go do my thing. In which case he would miss the rest of this conversation.
No, I think he wants to hear it. I think
Okay. That's totally fine.
okay. All right, Adam. I'm kidding. Mute yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Well, so this is the thing. This is something you're just trying to tell Dellon, right?
Yeah, but he's not like actively looking for.
We're in the back of the room. He probably
Yeah.
just assumes no one's going to hear you, right?
Do we want Theo to hear just so that all the characters know then?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think Adam's going to be
Yeah.
weird about it.
Up to you, Adam. Up to you, Adam. Would you rather Theo not hear this, or like, does it make sense to you that he would like walk over?
Wait, what is he here that he?
Alfons is about to reveal the thing that I revealed to him at the end of the last season.
I think he'd come in. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Theo is like even just on his way over to like be like, Dellon, we're ready. Like,
Yeah. I don't think he's like looking for Alfons.
go for it, Alfons.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about the patron saints and all that, I learned that Narani and possibly others have been kind of like sleeping around with mortals and making demigods and whatnot.
Can't say I find that overly surprising.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, yeah, that's not the surprising part, but yeah, Narani's our mom.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, she slept with the Pope.
Wait, so the Pope's our dad?
Not you, but
The Pope is
And
Alphonse and Dellon's dad, yeah.
I remember all those times I said I slept with the goddess of marriage.
Alphonse.
He just pulls you into a hug and starts crying.
All right, hold on.
No.
I'm gonna make my
No.
steel test now.
Wait, I think he was just
Caleb just keeps forcing
wait,
me
you
into
slept
incest.
with
That's
your
not-
mom?
It's so awful. Poor Alphonse. Oh man. Hey, I passed.
Everyone gets around Alphonse and I was like, okay, man, it's okay, man.
yeah, Dellon has a good hesitation.
Yeah. So I think he just has he's just shaking his head and is like has a total disbelief look at his face. And he hugs Alphonse back. He's like, are you sure? Who told you this?
She did.
And you're positive she wasn't just messing with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alphonse.
Also, the abbess is our sister. Oh,
What?
you know.
Wait.
So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't sleep with her too. Like I was planning on at the beginning.
Yes, it is. I'm glad to hear that didn't happen.
Wait,
you're talking about Achia?
Yeah, like
Asia is your sister?
yeah. Well,
How many other people that we know has this?
You're gonna be my brother-in-law, man.
Is Theo our brother? Is this everybody? What's happening?
Everyone related? What's happening here?
Your guys slept with who? The Pope?
So basically,
so
what
the Pope
happened?
is our dad, and we're apparently children of Narayan. Yeah. What?
So you thought Sergio was your uncle, but he's actually your dad.
No, not the current Pope, the old Pope.
Okay.
So remember, the old Pope is Dellon and Alphonse's father, who got ousted.
Yeah.
And then when Sergio got put in, and apparently, like, he had a wife, but apparently maybe the wife was barren or something, or he just cheated on her. But Alphonse and Dellon's actual mother is the goddess Narani.
So in characters, what about Impida? Is she also?
Caleb, you didn't know the answer to this at the time that happened, so I guess
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. Because the point of it would be, one of the reasons that the weird thing is happening with your son right now is because he's like a demigod on.
Right, that's what I was about to say.
And I don't think it's diluted enough. Like I'd rather make Ipana like a full sister so that isn't as diluted.
Yeah, so I think he says. So I guess I ask about it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the same.
Sorry.
Alfons, this means that her son.
I did it again.
No, well,
I tried so hard.
I know,
and got so far.
Listen, Alfons, this wasn't your fault. It's very disturbing, but not your fault. But
It's kind of his fault.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's half my fault.
Sleeping with her was your fault. Her being your mom, not your fault. And certainly she could have said something. But also you have to understand that means that if in a son, the reason that he's so extraordinary, or however they put it, is because he's actually, at least partly, divine in some way. That's not good.
God, is that how that works? How does that work math-wise?
Sure.
It's like children of a child of two demigods. So a demigod, I don't know.
Yeah, like 3/4, I think.
Well, it'd still be a demigod because it'd be the same amount of half on either side, right? It's like two half gods. Them having a baby, it's still half god, right?
Oh, because
there's
had
no
Alfons.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot that was the case. Yeah. Or that, like, yeah.
It's Ibn and Alfons' son.
Right. Well, that's disconcerting. It's going to make this much more problematic. Anyways, it's another problem for another day. I appreciate
Theo's
you
just standing there like, I
appreciate you telling me this. And again,
Feels
sorry. What?
and Aichi is your guys' sister because Narani had a child with her dad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the guy who was obsessed with you was also a demigod.
For being the god of
Furio
marriage,
is
the
a
goddess
demigod
of marriage, or the
Furio is our brother
of marriage. She's not very loyal. She's
that
was my
half
thought.
brother.
So demigod of
you
homebreaking.
You killed your half brother.
Yeah, you killed Furio's your half brother.
All of the true kids are the same as us.
What on earth? All right. Well, that's certainly going to take some time to process. I guess that means that Aquila is a demigod.
Demigod, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I suppose Murray will be happy to hear that. I think it's probably a good thing. Okay, we have to get on with this. Yeah.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. He's just reeling. He's like, all right, I have a super important thing to go do now.
That's not going to distract me at all.
Yeah, right. Would you like to join us? Sort of gestures at the circle.
Yeah. Let's walk over there.
Cool.
Yeah. Cantarius, what's your reaction to hearing this from across the room?
I think kind of my player reaction.
Just
He's
like kind of like maybe like I wish I hadn't have heard.
because I think there was a moment where you were about to step out and then he kept talking and then you kept listening and you're like, I wish I didn't listen.
Oh man.
Should have just left when I had the chance.
Also, like,
I'm gonna go back over there.
Cantarius like confused because he's like, why? Like, I don't. He's probably like Alfons and Dellon don't seem like they're half god. So like,
this is the justification for our gray starting ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was so. You remember how a while ago I said I figured out the reason why Dellon and Alfons have gray shades. That was when I decided that this had happened.
Yep.
That's. I mean, do you think it's realistic that he would make that connection? Like, oh, that's why Dellon's so good at the sword. Because I mean,
Dellon is
they're
like
pretty
supernaturally good at swordsmanship. So yeah.
so maybe he does put them together then. Okay.
I mean, and Alfons is also supernaturally good at talking to people. Like it's always been clear
Yeah, they
that
have
they're
like crazy
Yeah.
powers that makes
above and
sense to me.
beyond. Yeah.
And up until now, he's also had like a ton of magic.
Yeah.
Not that was from the same
Took
thing.
away his demigod status.
Yeah.
Demigod.
He's been cut off. Yeah, that's rough, dude. Your mother disowned you. That's rough. Not disowned you, but cut you off. It's like of all the people, should have at least left you with her power.
So if you have a child, will it be simultaneously your brother and your son?
Wait, what?
Yeah, she boned me, then disowned me.
That's what I'm saying. You'll have both a brother and a son at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. If Narani is pregnant from Alphonse for some reason.
Oh gosh.
Right?
Yeah. What?
This is
That
like
would
that show Dark, where like they go back in time, but it turns out like
Right.
everyone's related to somebody else.
Yeah.
And like
That's
this
so
complicated.
funny.
It's like, well, it wasn't their fault.
You become your own grandfather
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Goodness.
Yep.
There's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so I think first, before we get this healing or faith roll or whatever, I think we follow Cantarius up to the. What are you saying, Connor?
I need a healing faith roll.
My
Emotional
ears are
healing.
bleeding.
Emotional health roll.
Let's have you go ahead and make that roll, Connor. You can go up to the top of the tower while this is happening.
I think Cantarius is going to take away his own hearing for days.
I just need a break from hearing people talk.
But that's the thing. If you take away your hearing, then the only thing you'll hear is just remembering
Yeah,
that
just hear it
conversation
again.
over and over again.
You never heard anything to replace it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
you
then
say?
some scream right in my ears, please.
You just max your hearing out so that you just hear so much
Over
white
and
over.
noise. You
Say
can't.
something, a different image in my head. Like, naked grandma.
Why did I do that?
You seen that?
Yeah, what is that from? I can't remember.
It's from Family Feud. He's like, name something that you wouldn't want to see. And he goes,
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I have seen that.
So Cantarius, here's the question. How extensive do you want this roll to be? Right? Do you want to find out who in the entire city who might be demon possessed? Is that what's happening? Because that would be pretty cool.
Give me the odds.
Let's
Never
take
give
a
me the
look.
odds.
No.
Never give me the obs. All right.
We get a good like droid person that like has can tell us the obs. Can we get like someone meta that can do that for us in the character?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah,
tell me
that
the
would
odds.
actually be a precog. You can ask for the ob before you do something. That'd be kind of a cool like ability.
Okay, so ob 4 is the base, right? To decide to figure out if someone is what's it called? Possessed. It looks like the breadth of the target, it's +8 ob. So it's going to be an ob 12 to get everyone in the city. But
Okay.
it's not going to increase anymore beyond that.
So I can't really accomplish that without spending a. But I only got one of those left. This doesn't seem like the time.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, Connor, getting everyone in the city will be incredibly helpful
Oh, I'm sure
for
it will.
multiple reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but I don't know. He's probably just going to take it section by section, though, right? I mean, maybe he just wanted to check out the whole church island, right?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
everyone here. Is there anyone here that's demon obsessed?
Just go from spot to spot.
Yeah,
You could also try to go get we could
Alfons.
retcon and say that you brought Gorath with you if you really wanted to. If you were planning on doing this anyway
like-
and needed some extra help, right?
Like stick him in my pouch or like my backpack, and I pull him out, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Narani and Alfons."
Smell. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You could also walk up to Alphons and just rub his tummy real quick and get an orb buff.
It's true.
That's true. You could also wait until after they do the faith roll if you really. I gotta be honest.
Tell me.
Sorry, say that again.
I would say I don't want to be anywhere near you right now, much less touch your tummy.
Okay.
I'll say
You know,
this,
Achilles
Connor.
tendon.
Like you actually do have plenty of options if you really do want to maximize your dice here. Like we could make it so that the timing works out differently or something, right?
Stuff.
Say again.
Got a lot of linked tests and stuff. Is that what you're saying?
You could do that. You could do. I mean, you could get Alfons to help you. You could get Gorath to help you, right? Like,
I don't know. Like, is this the time for that?
as soon as I don't know, it seems pretty cool to like do an upgrade of what you did last time with everyone in the church and just be like, okay, everyone in Lucerta, like I'm just seeing all now.
Is this what you want to spend it on?
My
Deep
deep
point?
point?
Yeah. What?
No, I think he wants to spend it on an intimidation.
Oh, okay. Well then,
I mean, I don't really care if what I spend it on. I just mean this isn't the moment to spend it. Like this isn't the end all be all roll right here.
yeah. Do you have a lot of persona?
It's coming. I can feel it in the air.
Tonight.
Yep.
No, not tonight. I mean, like it's going to be in the future.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I mean, we'll have to see, but maybe. Anyway, sorry. What's going on right now?
I'm just asking how high of an ob you actually want to try here, because yeah.
Right. Well, no. So I was asking timing wise. Like you're like, what if Gorath is here? But Gorath isn't here. So like, or unless Gorath is here, why is Gorath here? Because I thought he was going to go on research.
Well, yes, but if we, because I think the original
stole
plan
him.
You were just going to try to look for like a particularly powerful, like because your original role here was going to find a demon lieutenant, right? You can still do that, and that's fine. It's just and it will be less op. But now that you're here, it just I don't know, it just seemed cool to me, like looking out over the entire city, right?
You put the head with a lamp on his head in a book, and so he's like looking. It's like he's just like in the backpack reading the book.
Oh yeah.
He's changing the page with his tongue. He's like.
He pulls out Gorath. Gorath says his nonsense of like, "What did I witness? I wish."
I thought I was messed up.
Yeah. And then,
my joke.
I've lived 500 years and I've never heard of anything messed up of that.
And then we get a little flashback of like Alfons bringing him to that one guy so he could carry him around in the library. He's like carrying him around in the library, and Cantarius comes up to him and is like, "Hey, I've decided I'm going to find every demon in the city, and I need your help to do so. We're going to go to the top of the church and do that." And he's like, "But I have to do my reading." And he's just like, "Here." And he puts a lantern in his backpack and he sticks him in there. And he's like,
"That's a fire hazard."
Yeah, for sure. But
I mean, to be fair, what's his face? Gorath has the elemental discipline. He can just create a little orb of light or something that he can see by in there.
He's got it like in his mouth. He's like a little marble of light.
Then how's he turning the page? Plot hole, Connor.
We ignored that plot hole and we just move on. Actually, that's something Gorath says. He's like, "Gosh dang it! Nobody ever turned the page. I read the same 2 pages." Like,
he's like, "I've memorized this whole."
I know the intro by heart.
He's like, and it was just the preface. Like it was the shout out of the what's it called?
The acknowledgements.
Like, I don't even know who these people are.
or like he's right about to figure something out, but then like you get bumped and then changes pages. Like, no.
Like, this is it. Oh no,
he's just in the index. No, lost his page.
All right,
anyway,
so do you go to Alfons then too?
Comical scenes, but no, I really don't think he does. Unless we want to just like not retcon, like just kind of like force the issue and have Alfons like walk up here while Cantarius is doing this, and then Cantarius could be like, "Yeah, do you want to? I guess you can help me, you dirty little boy."
Doesn't sound like that's gonna happen, but
like Cantarius just doesn't want to go ask him for help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe he just does it really quickly. He's like, "Hey, Alfons, can I have the orb? Thanks, bye."
Yeah.
Just doesn't look at
it. Yeah, he refuses to look at it.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, he goes up to him and he's like, "Look, Alfons, I I need to borrow the orb for a minute. If you'd come upstairs with me, thanks. And he just walks away. Doesn't wait for a response.
Alfons is just crying.
Like halfway hoping he won't even come. He's like, I don't. Hopefully he just doesn't. I don't know.
Well, can he give you the orbs like magic boosts and then have you use it? Because he's supposed to be down here with us. Yeah.
Okay, so I really can just rub his tummy and
Pretty much, yeah.
That's okay.
That's what I say. Yeah, you have to rub my tummy to get it.
I'm like a genie's lamp. You gotta
say this rhyme.
Okay, so Cantarius totally does that, but like takes a long time to get the stomach for it. And,
I can't believe you actually fell for that.
She reaches out slowly.
Thanks for trying to cheer me up, Cantarius.
Yeah. I did actually overhear what.
I know you're a dirty eavesdropper. I know.
Yeah.
You're dropping some eaves.
Please don't turn me into anything unnatural.
My condolences. Any leaves. So, okay. This is that all together. Then I've got Gorath.
So that's 5 dice from Gorath and Alfons.
So and then 1 for so that's 14 dice. Right? Yeah, 14 dice and the Ob is 12. So I'll just spend 3 Persona and 17 312. That sounds good.
Has a better shot than.
I mean, I don't really know what else to fork in.
Did you fork in sensory?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many of these demons are bonded to like rubble and stuff? So I can fork in.
None.
A rusty nail. Yes, I shall possess it. It shall be mine.
Scavenging, like seeing the needle in the haystack, kind of.
You're looking for the treasure in the trash.
I'm almost willing to give that to you. Let me check.
Worth it.
It's like an eye for detail kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Do I get a fork for ugly truth? Because this might be a very ugly truth.
No.
Oh.
Everyone's possessed.
You know what? I'll give you Junkwise. I think with how comprehensive this has to be, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
It's like what not to look for, right? Like what threads not to tug on.
Nice.
Sure.
They did say wises are flexible.
Yeah.
Heck, here we go.
Oh.
Wait.
Okay, so no 6s. They already rerolled, but you can spend 1 fate to reroll 1 failed dice.
Yeah, I'm done with that, but I can also use Orb Determination if this doesn't work. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have a deeds point if you really want to succeed.
Yeah,
don't even need to.
For
it can
once,
happen.
everything's coming up Cantarius.
This was
Okay.
So for sure.
Yeah. So Cantarius. Sorry, say again.
Say thanks for pushing me into it.
Yeah. No, I think this is a good moment because, especially
cool.
because Dellon's about to talk to the whole city. He's about to try to oust Sergio. I think things are about to start going in a direction. I think this is a good moment for Cantarius to get a lay of the land.
He goes into this plane, right? And he probably just sees a giant storm cloud above, right? And he just sees tendrils everywhere because I'm assuming it's a lot, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially because there's probably a bunch of minor demons. There's the demonic influence that's not directly a demon possession.
On that note, I'm curious because there was a point where someone summoned every demon in the area, and there wasn't really any reason for them to turn him down because they can't die. Sorry. And then we killed them all. So like all of them. So there probably isn't that many minor demons in the area left, right? Unless they like called for reinforcements or something.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know if it was really clear where the demons were coming from necessarily when
just
they
figured it
came
was
to
like
fight you.
The region, right? I mean, they're demons. I suppose they come into the astral plane and figured they could be.
I don't know if I was assuming it was all the ones that were nearby per se, because I don't think distance matters. It would have just been whoever could have come to Eurus's call. Because they're also demons that are just busy doing things and couldn't have.
So maybe they were more like the ones affiliated with him.
Yeah, kind of is what I was thinking.
Affiliated with the area. Okay,
pretty much. You definitely, again, you did a number on the demons that was like a blow against them. But I do think, especially because of how everything is going in the city, like more and more demons have been showing up and like starting to pool here. And yeah, so Cantarius, you see a bunch of different demon stuff going on. But I think this basically means that you know any important people that are demon possessed. Right. And you'll be able to like know that information. But I think there's also probably just a sense of you'll understand kind of scope and scale of things. I don't know if you'll be able to remember every single person that is demon possessed per se. But you definitely can tell a couple of things, right? One, there's a bunch of demon influence even if people aren't possessed, right? There are just kind of other minor tendrils poking down, influencing things. Whispers. People trying to get demons trying to whisper to people and get them to be demon possessed, right? A lot of the regular rabble of the city, like the crafts, like the guilds and stuff, are demon possessed, right? At this point, Faustus has gotten a bunch of people on his side there. And there's, mostly it's minor demons. But you do sense that there are like a few like demon possessed, like lieutenants and stuff too. I will have to give you like in between sessions, get you some details on those. Like specific.
At least 100 pages of all the details of each person.
Yeah.
I got full profile on all of them, APBs put out.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you some targets to go after, right? But let me double check which like specific name characters I know for sure you would like notice during this time. Let's go ahead and scan down here. I think, let me check something.
I'd also like to set up a perimeter.
What?
I'd also like to set up a perimeter, Putting out APBs, set up a perimeter.
Oh, I didn't hear the thing that came before it, so I didn't get to All right, nice. Well
done. Let's see.
And I tried to say it all matter-of-factly. You were like, man, just be confident in your jokes. And it fell flat.
No, it was fine. I just didn't hear the setup. That was on me.
Oh, man, I think I kept writing. I switched. This is funny. I switched the two twin Inquisitors up on accident. And gave them like the wrong beliefs. Like each of them had different beliefs, and I gave the wrong ones the wrong beliefs. I'm just trying to sift through this for a second. So I think
identical twins.
I'm pretty sure it's Lydio is the quieter one. I don't remember. I need to look this up in between. One of the twins is the twin Inquisitors is demon possessed. The one that is still working for the Inquisition doing Sergio's bidding. It does seem recent to you. It's not like the last time you met him, he was demon possessed and you just didn't notice for some reason. It looks like that is developed. Something's developed there and he's demon possessed. So someone within Sergio's inner council is demon possessed. I think I think we'll just go for it. Liren is demon possessed. The dude who
Who's
this
Liren?
is the dude. Yeah, this is the dude who in the first season you had a fight with. He was the mayor's bodyguard or whatever and had the intellectual discipline.
Right. Yeah, okay.
And stabbed you or whatever. And then you recently met him again when you were doing the exorcism stuff and basically he trapped you in like a stasis for a little while while Dellon was confronting the Inquisition that was like trying to stop you guys. And then he slipped into the shadows and you couldn't confront him.
Okay, yeah.
So he's demon possessed. That one seems a little bit longer. Again, another one of Sergio's agents. Let me see here. Who else we got? Sergio himself, it's weird. It looks like a demon possession, but it actually reminds you more of Gorath than anything. Like the remember, like the kind of connection to
Probably bonded to them rather than
something like that. Yeah. But that's new, right? Like you picked up on Sergio before, like at the beginning of the 4th season, and he didn't have anything. But now he does. He has some sort of bond like Gorath's. Let me double check.
Like, okay, yeah. If you have more on the list.
Yeah, Luca, Dellon or Alfons' son is demon possessed now.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Jeez.
They got a demon to go into him, and he's doing you maybe like see him right now like doing like some sort of miracle or something for the
my
cult.
baby boy.
Yeah. I'll just double check. I don't know if there are any more. Obviously Faustus.
So your nephew at the same time.
It looks like they got Gialina too, the crime boss of Alphons's. The cult has been very busy getting demons into people.
Lovely.
Let's see.
We still have not been focusing on the cult, so
Exactly. Yeah, you guys have just been doing a bunch of other stuff.
I mean, we've been doing stuff. Not like
yeah. No, exactly.
Say that like we've been slacking.
Mm-hmm.
Been slacking. To be fair, the main reason we were slacking because you attacked me and almost killed me.
I wasn't the only. Yeah, he was the only one to attack an ally. Mm-hmm. Yep.
In all fairness, I also was demon possessed, kind of.
Yeah,
I was human possessed.
Demon influenced.
I just find it really funny because I think it's something that would say of like me being like, you almost killed me, and he's like, listen, man, it's water under the bridge to me.
Why are you still hung up on that?
It's okay. I forgive you, Cantarius.
It's not bad.
It's no big deal. Everything's fine.
We see some minor NPCs that are possessed by minor demons, people that we've seen before in the campaign, but I think some of them Cantarius doesn't have the context for. One of them is Opage Non. Do you remember that?
The drunk man?
The drunk in
for season 1?
The first season. Yeah. So you see
That's
him. He's incredibly mad now, Cantarius. But you remember he's
Angry?
Opage. What?
Mad like angry or certified?
No, certified, because he was already like that before, right? He was a little weird and wacky-do. But you see him standing next to Faustus, and you look between them and you're like, oh, Opage Non. Faustus Non. Oh, right. That's and you remember, I think Dellon, Dellon and Cantarius were here for this conversation. Remember Faustus
in charge of a bakery? Is that what they do?
No. Faustus is the father of Opage, remember? And Frinta Non, the gal who was the leader of the cult in that first town you went to.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, you did learn that at some point, though it got pushed under the rug. I think we forgot about it. But it becomes clear that there's something else going on there, Cantarius. You're like, okay, so Faustus was like involved in that first cult. Like, what's going on here? Like, there's something weird, some connection I don't know the extent of yet. You also see Temith Cav. Do you remember that soldier who tried punching you and was like being racist towards you when you were like helping build the Colosseum?
No. Not at all.
Like, it was in last season. It was.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I in my head I was like, from season 1. I do not remember building a Colosseum. What? No.
Yeah. Do you remember you're helping retrofit the Colosseum for the king, for Alphons's benefit, right? Alphons got you to do it.
So like, do the demons pick people that are already like losing it, like because they're easy?
There's definitely factors there for sure. Yep. But you remember that Temeth, this guy was like a dude who worked for the guilds, right? And that was part of the thing is like you were getting guild people to help you with this, but with Antonius.
Yeah.
But this guy, it seems recent, so he probably started drinking more and more and going out the deep end, and becoming a more disgruntled person after your interaction with him, and then got a demon. And you also see Orsina. Do you remember the bald lady who was part of the Holy Knight Order back in season 2, who was like the right hand lady of the dude who was in charge of the Holy Knights and Dellon beheaded?
I think so, yeah.
She ended up getting disgraced from the Holy Knighthood because it turned out this is actually something that Dellon would know, though it hasn't been relevant up to this point.
Right.
She got disgraced from the Holy Knighthood because she got put in basically because she was that guy's prostitute, and he just
great.
It was just an excuse for her to be near to him, basically, more than anything else.
Right.
They had a weird, scummy relationship. She's a dangerous person, but like she had no right being in the Holy Knighthood. And she has become disgraced. She's been living on the streets for a while and doing criminal stuff, and looks like she got brought into the cult as well, and has a demon in her.
Right.
And let's see if there's anyone else. You see a dude in the city named Joven, the leader of the Order. He is actually in Sorkio's palace right now, and he is possessed by a demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
A very,
Wow.
very, very powerful demon, actually.
So that'll be my target then. I think I'll probably just like go tell you guys and be like, hey, yeah, there's a guy. He's talking with Sergio right now. We should totally kill him.
I think Joven is possessed by Kraos himself. Now that I'm thinking about it,
And Kraos is the one that possessed Winter.
possessed Theo. Remember, like the leader of all the demons. He's basically Satan.
He's not the one that's in Faustus, isn't he?
No.
No, that's Targoth. Remember,
Oh, okay.
Which one do I?
Kratos. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Kraos is the one that has been like talking to Theo for a while.
He was Theo's quote-unquote god for a while.
Yeah.
He's supposedly the one that's locked up.
He claimed to be the first god of this world, and he needs to be freed.
So who's more powerful currently, Targoth or Kraos?
Kraos, definitely, by a lot of shot.
Well,
That's not good.
They're probably just limited in their powers when they're possessing, and he's maybe trapped, but he doesn't.
so maybe we should go after Jordan. Ever. I don't know what she is. It's a tough one.
And I'm just going to double check to see if there's anything else that's relevant here. And I don't think
So,
there is.
I mean,
Yeah. That
This
should be it.
isn't like I don't know. I'm not really much of a witness when it comes to pressing Sergio for like messing with demon power.
Yeah. You definitely, it wouldn't hold up in court necessarily.
But I suppose I could just let Dellon know.
Oh, actually, I realize I do have a couple more to add to this.
She-
There is a dragon blood in town that is skulking around in some back alley somewhere. It's Podino, and he's possessed by a demon.
You know, it's funny. The first name that came to my head when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, Pedro.
Yes, Pedro, the dragon.
Who's Podino?
Pedro Pascal?
Podino is Connor's character from Year of Raging Winds, that
Oh,
side thing we did.
Episode 2.
Dragon Blood assassin character that didn't have enough life paths to be a competent character and ended up stranded on an island.
All I'm saying
A
is
demon
all our
found him.
other characters with the same amount of life paths were ended up fine, Connor.
And the very last person you do see is Talavel, and you can see his name. Part of this thing. Talavel is the assassin. You see him. He's entering the city currently.
hey, well, that's handy.
Yeah,
We
like
should just
50 miles an
leave
hour. He's
that.
like,
And Cantarius, it's this last one that you see, and it's kind of like you've been looking at all these other ones, right? Like kind of scanning through the threads, and then suddenly you see on the horizon, right? This person is coming towards the city. It's like I think in this like view that you had, it almost looked like there was a slow sunrise happening. Except I guess it would be because what do these threads look like to you again?
What do what look like to me?
What do the threads look like to
Possession
you?
threads,
It's like they're black tendrils, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're like threads though. Still, I mean, they're
Yeah.
So it's
But-
like a reverse
it's,
sunrise.
It's a reverse sunrise, right? The horizon is getting darker and darker, and at first you just think it's part of the cloud, but then you realize it's this one individual, and it's and Cantarius. The reason why it's so powerful is because you realize this is a god. This assassin is not a man at all. It's a god who has been possessed by a demon, and he is coming to kill people here, right?
Right.
Which god is it, Connor? Roll for it.
You could try to do that.
what would I roll? It's just another intellectual.
It'd be
discipline?
another intellectual, a different ob, yeah.
A worse ob, or I mean,
No, probably not than op 12. No.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about any of that.
I probably have brought Gorath with me into the intellectual
Mhm.
discipline because we've made those rolls before. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm holding Gorath's head as I'm looking. Gorath, who is that?
And let's make that roll. He can help you for sure.
After
Let's
this,
look
I got to get going.
Yeah. Well, can we make this roll and then wrap up,
Uh,
or do you gotta
Sure.
head out currently?
yeah, no, we can wrap up.
Okay. This would be a good place to end on. Sorry, I was trying to get back to
No, it's all right.
to your role there with the
Yeah.
the
This is
faith,
a good
but-
place, good note to end it on. I think.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting with the god and you know,
Yeah.
some of the other people.
We can get a cut at the end where like half of the screen is black as he's coming into the city, and half the screen is white because we're praying in the theater.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So this role would be it's to try to find a particular trait. Yeah, it wouldn't be super difficult, honestly. I think it's not difficult enough because the way that auras work and stuff, right? Like the more powerful you are, the clearer it is.
Unless
So
they're
I'm
trying
just
to conceal it.
I'm just gonna give it to you. Yeah, I don't think they necessarily are. I'm just gonna give it to you. It would be low enough that it's probably not worth rolling on. So Cantarius, this is one of the. It's not a Garrick god, right? It's not one of the gods that like the patron saints or anything, right? It's from a different pantheon to the east. Because remember, there's like there's other countries, other places, other pantheons that are serving other places. It's a big world. But it's basically. I'm trying to think of the context that you would have for it. What would be relevant to reveal to you? Basically, it's like the god of. Let me double check.
Hades, god of
my
death.
note. No, it's not actually. This thing has been corrupted into something like that, but it didn't start off that way. Let me. Mythology of Serragon. That's what I'm looking up. There we go. Let's find him here. Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll do. This is the god of. It's the pantheon that. Yeah, again, it's like a lithe. They're basically this world's elves. They're not really elves, but they kind of have they're lithe. They are kind of mysterious. They live in the west. Sorry, rather, from the west. This god is Melkadri, and he's the god of fire and the moon. He's the god that is like the patron of that red moon in the sky. So there maybe is a red tinge to the edge of this dark cloud, but it's been more or less completely corrupted by, this.
Is he like Naruto
demon.
running into the scene?
It does kind of look like that,
Like
yeah.
40 miles an hour. Just
Yeah, something like that, right?
What is that car? Chariot.
And then he like leaps over the wall, right? And then suddenly he's like in the city.
The last shot we get is him leaping over the wall and like 3-point landing, and it like freeze frames, and it goes Nanimo.
Yeah, but I do like the idea of like that, like totally black on one side, totally white on the other side of the city, as like these forces are facing each other. But yeah, we can go ahead and end there.
Are you like? Are you? Is there a plan to wrap up all these threads? Or like, I mean, you basically were like, yeah, you've got to kill 12 people, and and that's not even counting the person we already were trying to kill that has an entire cult.
I feel like it's really good. Like I really need to actually become like ascend so that I have power against
There's
them.
actually a chance.
Yeah, I feel like a
the
chance.
artifact that we only have one left of that could totally end the world. Oh, but if you put them all together in a good way, we'll change the world in a happy way. Like what?
I think the
Where do I go
patrons
from here?
the patrons might come back if we do something with these keys, though. That's the thing. I think something, because they're all kind of like, oh, we're not dealing. I think we need them to come back and fight for us. I think at this point.
Yeah. Also, Connor, you answered your own question. The way that we kill 12 different super powerful demons is with a MacGuffin that does something nice if you get it all in the right place.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
yeah. But yeah, this is me mainly just trying to up the stakes as much as possible since we're in the last arc here, right?
Yeah, I don't think the plan is for us to spend the next 4 years killing demons one by one. I'm pretty sure that's not Caleb's plan.
No.
Okay. It's
like a fight tower where it's just like level 1.
What is going on? Here comes Zeth. What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do our thing. Get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
It's me usually.
Yeah.
On computer, scroll up.
Oh man, and that was a routine test you made, so you didn't even increase your intellectual.
No, there's no. It's at an 8.
Yeah.
It just got to an 8. Probably change the intellectual discipline goal because I'm working towards it, but holy crap, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
It's
because if you want to succeed.
You should read on my computer.
Yeah, sure. So you got a fate for that first one, increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. You're working towards ending Faustus no matter the cost. So you can get a fate there as well. You did discover the location of one of the lieutenants. I'll give you like actual lieutenant names. Though to be honest, okay, here's a question. Cantarius, do you care about lieutenants at this point? Or are we I don't know if we're even focusing on that, especially because there's like a god demon.
Oh, I'm not gonna this belief isn't gonna matter next session, but I did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna.
I was wondering mainly, so I don't think I'll prepare any lieutenants for next time then, because I think there's plenty of demons to go around.
I don't really think we've got bigger fish to fry.
Yep. Okay, so persona there. Let's see. I'll give you a fate point for always be on the lookout for the bonds that tie the demons to the physical world. It's just fun to see, like all the cool descriptions you give of like the way it looks and all that stuff. It's fun. Let's see. I don't know if you got any fate for your traits though.
Do I get a funny for the Nanimo?
I'll give you a fate for ear
in character, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you a fate for ear for voices for hearing Alfons and then playing it out funnily. Yeah, like that was fun.
David, that totally wasn't in character. I don't know what you're talking about.
This Cantarius' mind movie that he's making up, right?
Yeah. Gorat's like, what are you doing up there? What are you saying?
Yeah, Gorat's like, what are you? What's going on?
I'll give you another.
The one that does it. Gorat's probably like,
oh yeah, Goras.
I'm like, what the heck is that? He's like, it's Naruto.
Yeah. I'll give you a fate point. I'll give you a fate point, Connor, for right skill, right time, for having the intellectual discipline and like rising up to the challenge and actually trying to do this, right?
So there is that fate.
The
right time is.
I think that's it.
Right skill, right time is what
fate. Sorry, yeah.
My mind just like, I guess my mind auto corrected for you because I want
all good. Dellon.
Yeah. Let's see. I have to determine where my sister's been taken. Didn't do that. Use the
We keep finding new things to distract us from the things that we want to do.
Ensure the knighthood. Joins the Reformation. Didn't do that. I didn't have an objective for holding the enemies of God at bay. I don't know that I did that. I didn't really do giving them hope by showing them the power of the great God, really, but I kind of did it with Alfons, sort of. I don't know.
I'll give you a fate. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think next session is going to be a very Dellon centric episode, given how all the things you need to do. So
it's all good. Yeah, I think that's it.
yeah, I'll give you a fate point for like either believer or religious for. Well, actually, that's probably just a persona for embodiment. I'll give you that for the scene with Alfons.
Okay, cool.
And I'll give you right skill, right time for having ugly truth. That
Okay.
was helpful.
That's fate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a humor fate point for how you played out your reaction to Alphonse's news to you. All right, Alphonse.
I think Alphons might get a deeds point next episode. I think that might be deeds point worthy.
Yeah,
that's true. You're if you're really turning around a new leaf, I think so. I'm hoping to get a deeds point when I topple the church structure, since that's kind of like yeah. Not only is that doing something for bigger than yourself and for not your own gain, because I'm not becoming the Pope, but also it's a pretty big circle.
Yeah, if God considers me redeemed next episode, I guess he's redeemed.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be wrong.
Hey, you can't doubt God, Caleb.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Survive the consequences of my own actions.
You did it. So persona.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to take a persona earlier for surviving, so I'm just gonna keep that the same. A change of leadership.
Yeah, you did that. You convinced Dellon to take action, so persona.
Persona. Okay.
And you're working on getting your magic back, so fate point.
So fate.
Yeah. Let's see.
I had a couple funny moments.
You did, yeah. You of course get fate for funny. I'm trying to think of what trait came up with the whole thing with Nerani. Did anything about like the way you had like you telling Dellon about that, was that about is that related to an instinct or a trait or something?
Licentious.
Yeah, we'll give you a fate point for licentious. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. But that's probably it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Cool. And then last but not least, we got Theo.
I must transcend to sainthood to protect those I love and enact the justice of the one true God. I mean,
you didn't need to advance any of those, but
I didn't advance any of them.
Yeah, I'll give you a fate point though, of course. And then you're working towards aiding Dellon, so you can take a fate for that. And then you didn't make a roll with the newcomers.
I didn't make a roll.
You can just take a fate point though. It's fun to see that conversation. Other than that,
yeah,
I think that's it. Did anyone have any other thoughts on Theo? Anything you did today? It's mostly just him setting up stuff with the order and the faith roll and stuff. Okay, cool. That'll be it. We'll be back next time, and I'm glad we ended here though, because I want to make that scene where Dellon gives the speech. I have some thoughts on like what that will look like now. We can make it a bigger thing than just like the end of a session. And then we can do that faith roll to get everybody connected and stuff. And yeah, that'll be cool. I'm excited for next time. All right, this has been Crow Inquisitors. Thanks for playing, guys. We are out.
Thank you.
Adios.